There you go. Oh, big boy.
That's what I wanted to do. Right?
I forgot to tell you, I got a koozie for you. It's the crappiest gift I could find. So,
in all of Texas, you brought me home a sweet koozie.
I know, a koozie. I was shopping the whole time. I wanted to bring you back a T-shirt. I got you a koozie.
I have enough T-shirts.
Yeah,
never enough koozies because you lose those more than you lose T-shirts.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean,
yeah,
got you one. I mean, it's one of those things. I was like, I kept on turning down gifts. I'm like, that's too crappy. That's too crappy. That's too crappy. And then at the end, it was like day 5. I'm like, well, I gotta get him fucking something. Like, I just, here you go. Crappy as fucking. It's. I mean, it's from a cool place, but it's a fucking shitty koozie. It's not even a good koozie. If I want to give someone a koozie,
are you gonna tell me what's on it?
Yeah, it's from Terry Black's Barbecue Hut.
He's a great barbecue.
In Austin, Texas.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you want the 70s one where it's like, 3/4 inch thick all around with the hole in the bottom. You stick your thumb in and play with it. Yeah, you want that one. This is just the sleeve with the 2 holes in the bottom.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
I know, but
you can stuff those in your pocket. You don't lose those.
That's true.
Yeah,
you can stuff them in your pocket.
You can show up at a party with them.
Yeah, I pickpocketed one off a guy out there, but he was annoying anyway. So
how cool is that one?
It's nothing. It was like some.
Why'd you pickpocket a shitty koozie?
Because he was being an asshole, and I just did it. Well, I was ordering a tab. He's like, put this one on me, or on me. He put it on me, and he ordered himself a drink on my tab.
It sounds like a real asshole. He just bought you a beer.
No, it was the other way around. And I didn't know the guy, and I'm like,
for those listening, he pointed at himself.
Yeah,
when he was like, put this one on me.
Yeah,
and he pointed to himself.
Put this one on this guy, and I'm like, yeah, all right, asshole. And turned out it was actually on Bree's tab, so like she was extra pissed. So she was really impressed. So yeah, I fucking stole koozie out of his pocket. They were funny guys. Like, I liked them. And it was like, okay, that's pretty presumptuous. Cool. Thanks, man.
These were the guys you were in school with?
No, there's 2 jackasses that showed up in a bar I was hanging out in.
We should, I don't even think we mentioned the fact that you were going to go away to a school. So
we probably didn't because I didn't want to talk about it.
No, but this episode is a very special episode.
Yeah, this is a special episode.
Special episode. And we've refrained from talking about anything so that it would be...
That's right.
Brand new, off the cuff.
That's right.
You heard it here first, everybody.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
And I don't, and this is a story that I've been I've been telling people already, just like, you know what? I'll just tell it on the podcast because I'm going to have to tell it 100 fucking times. And no one's ever going to.
Yeah, we'll just send people links. It'll actually rack up our plays.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah. So that makes
not
sense.
That we need a boost. I mean, we're getting pretty up there anyway, but
we're so fucking famous, dude.
I know. And you know what? We're one of the few podcasts that don't have any ads on it, despite our fame.
Yeah, and it's absolutely free.
Right. Absolutely free. So
yeah, I mean, you don't have to pay anything for this.
Well, you have to pay for a smartphone, which is like $1 billion.
Well, you can do anything with the internet.
That's true. You can do anything with the internet.
Yeah. So like
Dude, I've been saying that the whole time since the internet.
Yeah.
You can do anything with this thing.
You can do, yeah. So like you have to have the internet. So basically everyone but hobos can listen.
Yes, but I've always said that the hobos are on their way out anyway.
So the next Dumpster Talk t-shirt that we make is going to be like Dumpster Talk, no hobos.
Yeah, it's great. Great for everybody but hobos. And we have to do the traditional hobo with the stick and the bag.
The bindle.
The bindle, thank you, yes. Yeah, and the blown out top hat, the fingerless gloves.
Eating a can of beans.
With the top
over
a garbage fire, yeah.
Yeah, over the
the dumpster fire.
60 gallon tank.
That's our logo. So there you go. So not for hobos.
Not for
right in which we should be a hobo exclusive podcast.
We should be.
Not for hobos. We just pick out the best overpasses to sleep under. just review different baked beans.
Yeah, that the podcast for hobos. We can pivot. I don't think we're too big to pivot at this point.
We might have to just have a separate one with different guests and different hobos. Mm-hmm. You know what? There's a hobo idea. That's interesting because they're obviously interesting people. As long as
it would be great to interview. That's actually a pretty cool idea. I would definitely be
just interviewing cool homeless people because they're all more interesting, cooler people than most people you meet anyway.
Yeah.
Shit. I think we just discovered our new podcast.
Interviewing hobos?
Interviewing hobos.
Take this on the go.
We don't take it on the go. We invite them in here, into your home.
Into your home.
Into my home. We give them whatever prescriptions they need to get through the next hour and a half.
Fuck.
Hey, it's man. Okay. They're drug dependent. I get it. I mean, I would be too in their situation. I don't blame them. They're good to go with me. Why? Yeah.
Okay. As much as I'd love to talk about Oshawa's terrible homeless issues, so a while ago, I don't know how long ago you've been planning and talking about this, but you wanted to go down to Texas and take a firefighter course.
Yeah.
And somehow we evaded talking about the fact you were thinking of it, going to do it, and then leaving to do it.
Well, I was terribly uninterested in it. Like, I wasn't interested in what I was doing. Like, I wanted to do it and I wanted to accomplish it. And it's been something I wanted to do for like 10 years because I watched my other friends become firefighters. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I started asking my friends about it. I'm like, where did you go? Because I went on a road trip with one friend down to Laredo, Texas, and he got dropped off at this place down really south in Texas. Yeah. And that place still exists, but he didn't recommend that place. He told me to go to this place called Training Division in somewhere in Texas. Basically, by act of typo, I ended up at a place called Training Development, which was started by a...
So wait, this is not the place you recommended?
Not the place that was recommended to me, no.
But you did know people who went to this place?
Not the place I just went to. I went... I know guys that went to Training Division. I know a couple guys that go there, or I've talked to a few guys that went there. But what I did is I went to Training Development, which was started by a jaded former employee who basically took exactly what they were doing, had less money, less funds, less prestige.
But right? You know people that talked about this instructor. So they've had this instructor. They knew who this guy was.
Yes, but I had already signed up at that point. Okay. So when I talked to one guy, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go down to this place. And he's like, he's like, I went to Training Division. You're going to Training Development? I'm like, yeah. He's like, who's the guy running? I'm like, this guy. I don't know if I should say names on here.
Nah,
I honestly
fuck it. Don't say it.
So I don't have to, yeah.
Did you have a nickname for him? Give him
Chief.
So
right. It was just call him Chief. So he's like, and I give the guy the name, and he's like, oh, can you get out of it? Yeah. And I'm like, why? He's like, you should get out of it. And that's the only end of conversation I have with the guy. I had called him a few times. We're not close friends. I know him well enough, but we just don't have a phone rapport. Yeah. So I never got back to him. He never got back to me, and I just left it at that. I'm like, I'm already in, right? I've already spent my $7,000 on it. I'm doing the online courses already before I go down there. Yeah. How hard can it be? It is a boot camp. Yeah. I know it's going to be tough. Mm-hmm. I know
you're expecting to be tough, and that's part of the allure is that you're like, I'm going to go do this and get it done.
I'm going to get my ass kicked for a month. I'm emotionally prepared for that. I'm not necessarily physically prepared for it, but I ran 5K every day for like 3 weeks before I went.
Yeah, so I didn't see you for a while.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking. I was not smoking. That was tough.
Just extreme vaping.
Yeah, competitive vaping. Actually, I had to put aside my
competition.
I had to put aside my competition vaping, hand it over to the Korean team for a bit. But
big vapes.
The big vapes. A big shout outs to Big Vapes Korea. So,
Big Vapes Korea.
Yeah. So basically, I did about half a year. And I may be exaggerating that. I'm really bad with the calendar. So I did a long stint of online training.
Yeah, it wasn't a half a year.
4 months, 5 months. No. It was something. Yeah. It was long. It was definitely long. And it was taxing. It was annoying. And then you did a test every day for 2 weeks. You had to be on time you had to do it within a 12-hour period. Yeah. And if you failed one of them, it's a big deal, right? Yeah. I cheated on all of them.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
Yeah, so you basically...
Bree told me that you had 2 laptops open. She was checking answers.
Exactly, doing all that shit. Turned out everyone else in the class was doing the same shit. Not a big deal, right?
That's like writing your boating exam.
Yeah, well, the chief via Zoom call, just said like, I don't give a shit how you do it. Just pass the fucking things, get down here. And I'm not exaggerating his language. I am underplaying his language.
Yeah,
like,
no, you told me some of the things he said, and I don't want you to say them on this
exactly.
podcast,
If I do any verbatim shit by accident, I'm gonna apologize for my language. I promise you, whatever language I use is gonna be a lesser degree to what this guy used. And I'm talking the worst ones up there.
Yeah.
Missing the N-word, he hit every one of them. That's it. Like, he didn't miss a beat on all that shit.
Oh, my God.
So it was already, like, we were doing the online stuff, and we had our first Zoom chat with the class and the chief. Mm-hmm. And the chief is just out of his mind on this fucking thing already. We've been on the Zoom chat for 5 minutes, and he's already gone up and down Prime Minister Trudeau. You know, F-bombs and... My buddy's got a domestic assault down there, and fuck you, and he got his fucking guns taken away up in fucking Canada just for domestic assault. You can't take away a man's guns for that shit. You're like, yeah, that's exactly what we're supposed to. What?
My fucking God.
If someone's a domestic violent person, they shouldn't have countless weapons.
Yeah.
To me. I don't know. It seems reasonable. But that was one of the things. So that went on for about 45 minutes as a Zoom call. I got off the Zoom call after doing all these online courses, and I go to Brie, I'm like, I got to get out of this. This is fucked.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't want to spend that much time with this guy. She's like, well, it's going to be hands off. He's the chief. There's going to be instructors. Yeah. How bad can it be? You're expecting badness. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I have a small journal I've written.
This is the first time that McDee's ever actually prepared something to bring to this podcast.
That's not true. Remember we did bad core history, and we did some things. But,
okay, first time in a couple of years. Anyways.
Yeah, it's been the first time in a couple of years. But I've written a very rudimentary journal. It only gets to day 14 because I'm not good at journaling. It was
there's no way we're going to recap this whole encounter in one podcast.
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm going to try my best, but this is. I mean, it's already overwhelming, this page I'm looking at right now. But, it's just jot notes, so I got to remember. So day one is the airport. Day one, we're at the airport, and we're waiting around for a while. We have to wait for the rest of the class to get there. I haven't drank in 2 months or so.
Yeah.
Or since St. Patrick's Day, and it is May 3rd. Or whatever. How's that?
No way it was that long.
Yeah,
really?
yeah. I didn't drink since St. Patrick's Day. I didn't get blacked out. I'd have a beer or something.
Yeah,
yeah. So I get there to the airport, and I'm shooting the shit with some students that I've ran into, and they seem like good dudes. I have like 5 beers. It's like just
good dudes.
Well, we're nervous. Everyone's nervous. Let's have some drinks.
Because the majority of them are Canadian.
Everyone's Canadian. Everyone's Canadian.
The whole course.
Yeah. There was one American dude when we got there. And that's a different story altogether. But yeah, everyone's Canadian. From the Yukon. We had a guy from the Yukon. We had a guy from PEI, or Newfoundland, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had the whole span. But yeah, we go to the airport, and we're waiting for the chief to come pick us up, because he hasn't sent the shuttle. He's coming himself. And here comes the bus.
A big shitty old church van.
That's what I kind of expected. It's a nice big black bus. It's not the whole school bus, short bus thing.
Like a band van?
Yeah. And his son's driving. Or some kid that we don't know if it's his son or not, but some kid driving.
Yeah.
And the chief comes out, and he's got a gun, handgun, tucked in his jeans. Holster or not, I can't tell.
Yeah.
And he's got a beer in his hand. Right there, that's a front page news in Canada. Like, that's an international incident. And I should have known from that minute.
Is he in uniform or anything?
Nope. Jeans and tee.
Jeans and a t-shirt.
Jeans and a t-shirt.
With a gun tucked
in. With a gun tucked in front of his jeans. Like, not in the side hip, concealed properly, front of his fucking jeans. Like, holy fuck.
With a beer.
With a beer in his hand. And, he's coming out and just starts talking. He starts doing jokes and trying to entertain everybody. I'm like, this is not professional. Yeah. It's supposed to be like, okay, guys, here's what we're doing. Here's the itinerary. And he just goes into jokes. He's talking about how cool he is. Literally, how cool he is. He says, like, here's how cool I am. I'm not kidding you. Start sentences like that. Which was just so upsetting. Where you're like, this is a 49-year-old man. This is, I just
paid $7,000 for this guy to tell me how cool he is.
Is that what this is going to be like? And on day one, I'm like, fuck, this is a mistake. I know this is a huge mistake.
Yeah.
get to the bunkhouse. I might call it the bunkhouse or the bunker through the story, but yeah, we get down there, and he sits us down again with another lecture about how fucking cool he is and how everybody wants to be a gangster until you got to start doing gangster shit. And I was cooler before I did. I was already cool. I didn't need to be a firefighter to be cool. I was already cool when this started. I was a Marine. I was a Navy SEAL. I was a frogman. Frogman is like a frogman is like it's like a James Bond thing.
Yeah,
to my
yeah.
understanding,
Okay, yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's an American James Bond. It's just like this guy's out of control already.
Yeah.
And we're day one. A couple guys have some beers with him, and he takes off. Grateful. Let's go pick our bunks, get situated, whatever. So day 2, we get in there, and it says on my itinerary here, on my thing, it says speech about being a Navy SEAL again, and another speech about being a gangster. So that's probably we get up at 5 a.m. We go for a run, and this is just under our own authority. We just do this because we know we got a couple rough weeks in front of us.
So you guys, like
Let's get
the
shape
group
together.
is like, hey, you guys all want to go for a run.
Yeah, exactly. So
and
we
nobody
do
wants
that.
to say no.
Exactly. So we all get up, go for a run together at 5 a.m. Bus is going to be here to pick us up at like 6 a.m. or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And then the bus doesn't show up till like fucking 8 o'clock or something, right? So we're just sitting outside in our firefighter, our stupid boots, like our fake Doc Marten boots and our stupid pants. And
did you have to buy all this shit, or you bring it down with you?
yeah,
or?
no, we had to buy all the pants. We had to buy all the boots. He was going to supply us with 2 T-shirts or to buy the rest of them. You would sweat through a fucking T-shirt in an hour.
How many T-shirts you end up buying?
I had 6 at the end. Most kids suffered through with 2.
Did you bring me one?
No, because I fucking burned them at the stake. I know. I got rid of them. I got rid of them. I know. I was going to bring you one. Yeah. So, no, I don't want to see any article from this place ever again. So
yeah, no,
I got
that's
rid of
why
mine.
I thought it'd be funny if I was wearing one.
And the kids were thrilled to have them, so I let them have them. The class was made up of 17 kids, and 2 39-year-olds, 2 36-year-olds, and the rest were like 25 and down, basically.
So you were...
I was the oldest.
One of the 39? Are you?
Yeah. I was the oldest there. By 3 months.
Yeah.
There was one guy that had 2 kids and everything, and like a grown man. But he has a real job, like at an airport, as an airport firefighter coming up and everything. So he's good to go. So now it's day 3, day 4. Like the whole journal's messed up. I didn't keep one when I was there, right?
I'd imagine your recounting of it is like one blur anyways.
Oh, dude.
You're just fucked.
Well, it's 18-hour days.
Yeah,
you're completely sleep deprived. You don't have a minute to eat or sleep.
Your day ends and you go to bed. Do you have a lunch? Like you have a lunch break to?
No, not a lunch break. Like, well, yeah, you can
eat your food.
You can eat like while you're in class. You know, like there's no like you're allowed to just eat your bananas, which is a sack lunch, right? Like you're not going out and getting something.
And there's no microwaves. And...
No. You're eating bananas and shit. Like you're just eating a banana and I ate a banana and a peanut butter banana sandwich every day and Gatorade. Just a 3-liter of Gatorade twice a day.
Yeah.
But that is, again, me getting ahead of myself because I wasn't doing that when I got there. I was eating apples. I don't like bananas very much. So I was eating apples, like 4 or 5 apples. I don't drink coffee. I was having a coffee. Just try to get up at 5 a.m, not used to that shit. And I was just tanking water. I was drinking probably 8 liters of water by noon.
Wow.
Just because they were told, drink water, right? So I was doing that shit. And again, getting ahead of myself because we have so many things to talk about. So I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to skip ahead to what happened with the water situation. The water situation happened where I was drinking so much water, I was pissing every 5 minutes.
You already have to piss a lot.
Way too much. And I was pissing myself dry. I didn't know this was a thing that could happen. Basically, what happened was I pissed all the sodium and potassium out of my system entirely. So I was just pissing straight water. My body wasn't retaining any water. And I removed my ability to sweat. I'm also not a very sweaty guy.
Yeah.
I don't sweat much. And day 4 was our bunker gear day. That's where you put on 100 pounds of like coat, jacket, and boots. And then
all
you
the fireman gear.
put on the fireman gear, and then you put on about 40 pounds of backpack with an air tank on it and your mask and everything.
Yeah.
And they put that all on you, and now it's time to do like aerobics. Or what do you want to call it? Calisthenics or something, right? Like you have to stand around doing squats and then waving your arms and shit. So we're doing the squats.
And waving your arms and shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, when I say waving my arms, I'm talking about like, it was actually doing Pilates. Like I was doing this, just like moving my arms 4 or 5 inches up and down with my arms fully extended.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Just fanning.
Just fluttering your
trying
arms
to fly
fully
like Daffy Duck, just trying to fly.
Yeah.
And
how long you do that for?
We did the squats for about 5 minutes straight.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Up and down. They had to do like 16 of them, but they do the hold at the halfway point. So you did it for like 5 minutes, and you're in agony. You're screaming. I'm 39 with a bad knee. So I'm doing this all out of my right knee, and I'm trying to maintain my composure. Right? We've been working out. This is day 4. We've been working out every morning. My fucking quads are smashed. Like everything is sore shit. And I kept on telling the guy that was running the classes in the morning, he's a personal trainer. I'm like, hey man, let's take it easy here. I don't know what they got going on up there. I don't want to be sore for this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I've already worked out, so I don't want to be fucking sore. But he wasn't hearing me. So
wait, so this chief has hired this aerobics trainer?
He was just a member of the class that was a personal trainer, and he took it upon himself to be head of the class and working out in the morning.
So this is a workout you guys volunteered for.
This is a workout. This guy that...
Why'd you do it? Why didn't you just lay in bed?
We elected him. Oh my God. What happened? There's so many levels. This guy that was running this personal trainer.
Yeah.
He ended up being elected our class captain. We have to elect a class captain and 3 officers. And
so the class captain one of his duties is to make you guys work out, or
in a sense, or he would appoint someone to be the aerobics instructor, or the
So you had to go work out.
We had to go work out. We had to go. I don't know to what extent, because it was never really told to us, as this was a fucking Wild West when we got there. It was basically like getting there is like Lord of the Flies, or like a reality show where you just get in there and people just start electing head of household, and all this shit started happening, got completely out of control. Yeah, I'll continue with this and I'll get back to the water thing. So it was day 3, and we're informed that you're going to elect a class captain, and you're going to elect 3 officers, someone that you think is good to operate the class. Mm-hmm. Everyone's looking at this one guy to be like, yeah, this guy's been kind of taking charge this whole time. You know, let's just elect him.
Yeah, yeah. Right? No one says no to him being the captain.
Before we do the whole election thing, I put my hand up and go like, look, I know that I'm the eldest, and you guys might want to elect me. But my dad is sick. I might have to take off. I'm not interested. I wouldn't be interested if my dad wasn't sick. I don't want to be a class captain. I don't know anything more than you guys. I think this is a broken idea. I don't think anyone should be a class captain. I don't think anyone should be an officer. Nobody knows anything more here than anyone else.
Yeah. It's
almost cult-like. It is cult-like to start electing officers of people that it's like when you go to that crazy yoga
It's just to
school.
find out who wants to be a leader.
Right. And who wants to, it's who's sheep and who's wolves, who's followers. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Everyone is equally qualified here.
Yeah.
No one knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
There are guys that are paramedics. One guy was in the military.
Yeah.
There were people there that were qualified for it that didn't want it either. Now, they did get it. The military boot camp guy turned it down. He's like, I don't want it. Because I said, let's put him in charge. Like, he knows this shit. Let's have him. And he's like, I don't fucking want it, guys. I'd rather you run it. I'm like, fuck, that's the guy I want.
You're like,
that would have been the smart call. Instead,
do you think he would have taken it easy on you, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Because there was no military has consequences. This place, we don't know the consequences. We could be kind of in charge of our own thing here. Mm-hmm. Instead, we elected this guy who was really, really gung-ho.
He was the gung-ho.
It was the worst decision we made.
Yeah.
He's a stand-up guy. I mean, I didn't like him. He's not my kind of fucking guy. We did not get along.
Right.
I'm sure he'd say the same about me.
Is this because you wouldn't get along in real life?
No, we would have got along. I had the conversation with him, like, if me and you met under other circumstances, me and you would be good friends.
So it was literally just because he went hard.
He was just he was a kiss ass. He wanted to make the most out of the program.
Yeah.
Which was admirable. But my take on the program was, this is broken as fuck. We're in damage control from day one.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to you. I want to just find out how to get through the fucking days, dude. Like, this is out of control already. So it was completely out of fucking control, like right away. So
do you guys all have cool nicknames, like fucking Top Gun?
No one got nicknames. No, I was handing out nicknames, but like,
would you have a nickname for that guy?
Yeah. We're supposed to call him Captain. I just called him Captain Steve.
Yeah,
just to get a dig.
Yeah. Okay, Captain Steve.
Okay, Captain Steve. Yeah. He didn't like me either, so it's okay. I don't have to.
You're not easily liked, so
I suppose. I find myself very charismatic, but
that's the hilarious part.
Under an authoritative thing, I'm not one to eat shit. I'm just not. So no. I was bad at following his orders. I am all over the place in the store, and I know that. But
there's not going to be a linear story. You're terrible at it. Don't worry about it.
Well, I appreciate the questions.
Yeah,
you're running me off guard. I was in the middle of doing the water
it's
problem.
Not your fucking memoirs, dude.
Yeah. So,
but it's a podcast.
I was in the middle of the water problem. But yeah, so we got into the electing the captains. We elected the worst guy for captain. We elected 3 other guys, pretty good dudes. No one had a problem with those guys, good dudes. But we had to go work out in the mornings. This guy was wearing people out bad.
Yeah.
Really fucking bad. And the day of us having to go and do the bunker gear and the weight test and start doing the calisthenics.
Yeah.
I was worn out.
How many days in?
It was like day 4. You had to get a feel for what you're going to be in for. Mm-hmm. And maybe day 5 or something. But I had all the gear on, and I've been drinking water and pissing myself dry. And I got the gear on, and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a lot of shit. And I'm okay.
Yeah.
Right. Some people are panicking. It's
probably what, good 60 pounds, 80
It's 100. It's 100 pounds jacket and pants and boots and helmet. That's 100 pounds. And then your backpack is like 40 pounds. That's
all like asbestos fucking filled.
No,
shit.
I don't think that's allowed. But it's just
they still use asbestos for shit.
Maybe, but I don't know. Yeah. But it's like thermally insulated. Like you don't get burned in it. But it's thick, heavy shit. It's the worst shit you've ever put on.
Yeah.
And we start doing the workouts, like doing the squats, doing the calisthenics and everything. And I'm like, I need some water. And then you start taking my mask off. I'm like, I need water. And they're like, water's not going to help you now, pussy. Move. I'm like, fuck. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then we start doing the arm waving because I've already done like 5 minutes of squats.
Yeah.
Start doing the arm waving, and I'm just fucking, and my vision's starting to black out in the corners of my eyes. I see it. I'm like, oh, I've been here before. I've been here before in like a bad hangover.
I'm going dark.
I'm going down, dude. Going dark. And I'm like, my tongue's starting to hang out of my mouth, and I'm like, water. And they're like, water's not going to help you now. Go. Get your arms up. You're just holding your arms up. Pussy. I'm going down.
So you're pretty sure you're just holding your arms out to the side. You're not moving them at all.
I wasn't. My arms weren't up. At this point, I was trying to stand up. Yeah. At this point, I was like waving my arms and just going and hitting the floor. And then finally, some guy goes like, take a knee. I don't know if it was the instructor or not. There was 2 instructors. One guy was reasonable. One guy was a drill sergeant, like just a maniac.
And this isn't even the chief. Like,
no, this was just a training day. Chief wasn't even around for this. Chief's not even a problem I have on the radar right now.
Yeah.
Who is going to become a massive problem. I hit the fucking ground. I take a knee, and I black out. I hit the ground. I'm done.
Yeah.
I wake up I got in an easy chair, and paramedics are fucking hooking me up to an IV, and they're dumping water into me. They're like, yeah, buddy, your veins they're just pumping thick shit. Like, there's nothing in there. You're completely fucking dehydrated.
Dusted.
They start going on with me about, like, not going off on me. They're like just trying to figure out why. And they're like, what's been going on? You've been drinking water? I'm like, yeah. Like, how much? I'm like, I had like this bottle like twice today. They're like, it's what? How many times are you pissing a lot? I'm like, yeah, like every 5 minutes. Like, I almost pissed my pants in that fucking uniform. Like, I was like just being honest about everything. Like, oh, then they figured out what happened. I pissed myself dry. Pissed out all the sodiums, potassiums, couldn't retain water, and just pissed myself dry, and collapsed due to heat exhaustion. These are different terms. There's heat stress, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke.
Yeah,
I didn't stroke out, luckily. because stroking is a really big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought heat stroke was just like, oh, we passed out.
Yeah, I had a tough day at Wonderland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, heat stroke is like, yeah, you almost died, dude. Like, that's heat stroke.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that problem. And the shit continues. From that point on, I got kind of like a half day off. Like, I get hauled home and just put on with another IV. The chief himself hooks me up with an IV because the chief is a registered EMS or emergency medical response guy. So he was able to do it and hook me up to a second IV. I don't go to the hospital. I refuse hospital because I figure that's me going home. And I'm 5 days in. I don't want to go to fucking hospital. Yeah. I was emotional at that point. I'm like, fuck me. I failed so quickly.
Yeah.
I got pretty upset. Like I was bawling up in front of guys I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Really?
Didn't quite cry, but I was pretty fucking upset.
Like trembling and choked up and you can't talk.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going home. I asked another classmate, like as he sat with me in the room while the other guys talked outside. I'm like, I'm going home, aren't I? He's like, it looks like it, dude. I'm like, whoa. Like, I was pretty fucking upset. Right? Because
that's right at the end of a Touchstone film, eh? Where you're just like, I'm choked up now.
Yeah, dude.
Good movie.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I was fucking pissed, man. And so that's where I decided to like bear down, focus, and start doing all the health training and start listening to the personal trainer and shit. But
yeah,
we didn't get along. And I also disagreed with the amount he was wearing us out. So that was day, I don't know, 4 or 5 or something.
1 through 4-ish.
Yeah. So I have here on day 4, I passed out from heat exhaustion, spend the rest of the day. Day 5.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
You looked like I
didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't want anyone to worry about me.
No.
Right.
The just to put in there so people know. So I knew you were leaving. We texted maybe 3 times. Like 3 messages back and forth twice. But that's it.
We had one video chat.
And then we had one video chat.
Yeah.
Briefly. And you weren't you. Like I could say that. Like you were just like,
I was fucking sad.
You were bummed. You were sad. You were like, I only have 3 days left.
Is that yeah? I only have 3 days. No, I had more days than that.
Oh wait, no. I think I said.
Yeah,
I think you only got like 3 or 4 days left. You're like, what? Really?
I had 10.
Then we
days.
added them up, and you had 10 days.
Yeah.
You're like, you're a fucking ass.
I remember that. I had like 10 or 11 days. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit, because I had no idea. I had no
week.
clock.
You had a week, and I thought I said something like, oh, you only got like 3 or 4 days.
I had no clock. I remember telling other students, like, you fucking tell me how many days are left, man. I'm gonna kill you, dude. Like I thought.
Yeah, I just don't want to know.
Yeah, my friend LeBlanc used to screw with me like that. It would be like noon, and he'd be like, "Man, I can't believe it's 4 p.m. already." He'd be like,
"You get so excited."
Yeah, fucking horrible thing to do to somebody. So yeah, that's a good prank, but it's a shitty thing to do to somebody all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Day 5. Chief comes to the barracks drunk. Yeah. Okay. So.
All right.
The chief comes to the barracks drunk that night, and
your day's done.
Day's done, and
were you with him at all, or you hadn't seen him all day?
We probably were in it with him all day. You know, it's all a wish-wash because you're so sleep deprived and you're fucking out of it, right?
Yeah.
He would walk in. A teacher would be trying to give a lesson, and he would come in and interrupt the lesson.
How many different teachers?
We had 5, maybe 6,
like, including the chief.
And they're active. Yeah, they were active firefighters that would come in, and basically they give a PowerPoint thing that was already registered through a shitty education company. They weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
What you were excited to is hear from them
afterwards. He's like, you got any questions?
Anything,
and you're like,
yeah, or just like, or let's just get through this material because it's going to be on the test. Let's do this shit.
Yeah.
But the chief would come in and interrupt that shit and sit you down in a lecture about literally, again, upsetting how cool he is. And I'm not exaggerating.
Did he ever tell
here's how cool I am?
Any cool stories?
No, he would tell lies. So what would happen was there'd be lies about, like, there's other guys that knew he was lying through their expertise and like, look, you can't administer that in the field. You can't do that shit. No one's done that in a million years. Or if they would, it would be a miracle if it worked. No one's done that.
This is right out of a movie.
If you had that kind of military experience, you wouldn't talk about it because that's like, quote, what you don't do as a Navy SEAL, which you claim to be. You wouldn't talk about it. Unless you're like writing a book of memoirs or something. You don't tell a classroom of students or that. Or you don't tell them about having a DUI, which he told us about all the time. So he shouldn't even be in the fucking fire department at all. He beat a DUI. He used to do a bunch of cocaine. He used to be a sport fucker. I swear to God, I can do the best impression of this guy, but it doesn't really do any justice.
Well, that's what eventually we got to call one of your classmates or something.
Yeah, I know. We need to do that too. But yeah, I used to be a sport fucker, man. I swear to God, I used to fuck a pussy I'd ever see, man. Like, you guys, listen, nobody's fucking. You better start taking this shit fucking seriously. You motherfuckers don't know what's going on. All of you are pieces of fucking shit. None of you are fucking cool. None of you are cool. Like, and we're like, whoa. He would elevate so quickly. He's like, all right, look, I'm just going to level with y'all. Hang on a sec. All right, so when I was 19, I drank a lot. And you think you're fucking cool? No, you're cool. You're all pieces of shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And we're trying to go to bed.
What time would this be?
It would be like 11 o'clock at night.
Which is late if you're doing days like that.
We've had an 18-hour day, and we're just trying to eat dinner. People are still in their work boots because they're scared to walk away from the chief and get changed and shit.
Yeah.
It was so bad because he's not supposed to be in the barracks, let alone be in the barracks drunk.
That's your space?
Yeah. And then he would start crying. I just love my daughter so much. And now he's crying. Now he's doing a bipolar thing where you're like, oh, fuck, this guy is.
He's probably blasted on coke then.
Something. Right. Yeah. And I don't want to disparage anyone with a mental illness when you're saying bipolar. It's going this is an event where he's already said therapists are fucking pussies, man. I don't see no fucking therapist. He's going to fucking tell me what to fucking do. That's your fucking brain telling you you're being a fucking dipshit. Get your fucking shit straight. Everybody line up. You're like, what? Dude.
Oh my God. This is you guys laying in bed.
It's 10:30 or 11. I'm like, oh my God, we got to line up again. Get the fuck up. We have to get up and do it again. Oh fuck.
And what are you doing lined up? So he gets you lined up?
Just standing there lined up while he fucking yells at us. And then he would start to do some levity where he's like, all right, I'm going to tell you all how to beat a lie detector test. Like, what? No, we just need to go to bed, man. This is so frustrating. And all
lie detector test.
And the most reasonable guys in the school are some of the elders, in their mid-30s or
teachers. These
late
are the other
20s.
teachers?
No, these are the class captains that we elected.
Okay, yeah.
They don't want to call him out on saying anything. I'm not a class captain. In their position to be like, Chief, the kids just want to go to bed. Can we just do that?
But they
might be a bad call.
Realistically have zero, they have zero amount of authority over what you do.
Exactly. He might be waiting for them to do that.
It's a false label.
Because it might have been a psychological thing he was doing. We just don't know. He would call you by your wrong name.
Did anyone ever call him out?
I did, yeah. And it went bad.
All right.
It went so bad. Right. So, yeah.
Well, wait, what day was that?
Oh, I don't know. Because it's probably day 10. It's probably day 10 or so when I almost fucking quit. So I'll just consult what I looked at yesterday. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so every day you're supposed to do a course review, and it's anonymous.
Yeah.
And someone wrote in the course review, please stop using this kind of language.
Yeah, okay.
He was throwing around the R word a lot, and he was throwing around the F word a lot.
Yeah.
There's a guy in the room. He said he had a Down syndrome brother. He confided in someone.
Yeah.
Right? Not that you need that to be offended by this word.
No.
I was offended by this fucking word.
Yeah.
But it's
fully.
I would love it if someone would nut up and be like, show him a photo and call him a retard asshole. That's what.
Yeah.
I was fucking really annoyed with it.
Yeah.
This is a professional environment. You're not supposed to use any language. Because it's professional.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're equipping us for. But yes, here he is using F-bombs and R-words. You're like, fuck me, man. This is really bad. This kid's been complaining about it the whole time.
But he can't say anything to the chief. It's not, or he doesn't feel he can.
The chief has come to the officers and even myself, because I'm one of the older guys, and been like, there's someone fucking trying to fucking complain about salty fucking language,
The chief says this to you?
yeah. He's like, you fucking believe that shit? I'm like, yeah, I kind of do, actually. I would say that. It's pretty wild, dude. Maybe just control it. Man, fuck you, man. I know how to fucking talk. You're going to learn how it's going to be in the real fucking world one day. I'm like, I'm fucking 40, dude. I know the real world.
How old do you think this guy is?
He's 49. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, and he did that all the time. So I'm fucking 49. I fucking know the world. I'm like, you got 9 years on me, dude. You're not. All right. I've actually worked. If he's been in the military, yeah. But I've been in construction since a kid. I've heard some salty language myself.
Yeah.
I can be around it. I know when it's inappropriate. This shit's fucking inappropriate.
Would you say this was even on top of that? Like some of your construction guys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like even worse than that.
Oh, yeah. Because if you approach a guy in construction and be like, hey, dude, you keep it fucking down, dude. You're out of line. You'd be like, oh, yeah, shit. Sorry. I forgot I was around you guys. But yeah. That's what a construction worker does. You maintain a professional environment. This fucking guy would like find out that someone doesn't like it and he was boosting it.
Yeah.
So one day we wake up, maybe day 5 or day 6. One of the most promising guys in our class is gone.
Really?
Just gone. Middle of the night. Packed up all the shit, fucking left. Turns out he's the guy probably making the complaints about.
Oh, really? So you don't know who it was?
We don't know
you don't know
who was making the complaints, but it was very reasonably him.
Wow.
And he was a great dude. One of the most promising guys.
That
gone.
sucks.
Yeah.
Younger guy?
Yeah, mid-20s. I shouldn't say... Well, I'm not giving his name. So he was a nurse in Toronto, and he was a really good dude. And everyone liked him so much, and it was just like such a shame that like it's likely the chief just being a complete fucking prick that this guy left.
Yeah.
So...
That sucks, man.
That's it was horrible. It was horrible. And
jeez.
That's okay. So, yeah, the morale was down, and morale kept going down and down and down because that was one of the chief's worst breakdowns when he was screaming, crying about his daughter, crying about nonsense.
That was like 5 days in.
Yeah, and he was just losing his shit, and we're like, oh fuck, this is not what we thought it was going to be, right? We keep going out with these instructors in the daytime, and it turns out a couple of the instructors don't quite know what they're doing either. They're pushing people way past their limits and shit. And then we get to something called the consumption test. The consumption test is a day where you put on full bunker gear. That's all the gear I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
You have to run an obstacle course.
Okay.
One guy.
So this just isn't just calisthenics. This is like you're running an obstacle course.
This is doing the heaviest work I've ever done in my entire life. I've been in construction my entire fucking life. I've never done anything like this. I've never pushed myself this hard in my life. I swear to God on everything.
Wow.
I almost passed out a couple times, but it's only because now I learned I got to eat bananas and drink Gatorade, and I kept my liquids flowing. I was going to be okay.
Well, you need to be able to retain the water, right?
Yeah.
So your potassium and your sodium.
You just had to sweat. You had to sweat.
Yeah.
And so now my body learned to sweat. So I had passed the test, which we were told was mandatory. The trainers told us this test is mandatory or you're going home. It took some guys. One guy did it in 13 minutes. He runs 100-kilometer marathons in about 2.5 days. He runs ultra marathons. That guy did it in about
fucking Christ.
13 minutes. It took other people about 45. Took me about 33 minutes. Okay. I got it done. And I nearly collapsed. Nearly collapsed, but I got it done. One guy who works out like crazy. He's about 5'6", works out like crazy. He's in good shape, works in construction. The last part of the test is where you drag a 300-pound dummy through a course.
Jesus Christ.
And he collapsed from the heat because you're doing it out in the sun.
Yeah.
And he collapsed, and they kept picking him up. Go! Drag it! Drag that fucking thing! And they're going to say,
not moving.
I am going to take your mask off and punch you in the face. Get the fuck up and do it. So he got up 6 times and tried again. And on his 6th time he passed out, he laid down and just started talking gobbledygook. He didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Jesus.
He had a heat stroke. He had gone into heat stroke. And there was a paramedic there that was on our squad, a classmate. They're like, dude, he's gone. Like, he's got irregular heartbeat. He is completely dead. He's fucked. He's in really bad shape. You got to call 911. Get somebody here. And they're arguing with him.
Yeah.
Like, get fucking 911 here now. Get him here. So they got them there.
And luckily you have some like actually trained, professionally
fucking
trained.
Lucky we did.
People, yeah.
Got them there and got the kid to the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
And luckily he didn't die. He could have died. He came close to death.
So is he leaves, goes to the hospital. He doesn't come back though?
No, he came back like a day and a half later, like 36 hours later. He was back in the barracks and he wanted to finish it.
Wow.
He wanted to finish it.
That's a fucking trooper, dude.
He collapsed before I finished my test, right? I tearfully told him, like, I wouldn't have passed it without you. Because I saw you collapse, what they were doing to you. I'm like, I'm not going to let them do that to me. Like, fuck them and chewing me out, treating me like shit. I wouldn't have done it without you. He was a great kid, great dude. And,
And so seeing that happen, you were like, okay.
Yeah, And I also learned, because I was one of the last people to go, I learned how to do the course easier. People were doing it kind of wrong. And there's like, I just spotted easier ways to do it.
It's like when you're watching those TV shows and you're like, oh, why'd he go that way?
When you're watching Max X.
Yeah.
It's like watching Max X. Why doesn't he just jump on the balls like this? I just watch that kind of shit. So
you took all the best moves out of everybody's.
Yeah. So that was consumption day. When the kid almost died. He had like one of the highest class averages, and then we had to do an exam a couple days later. He nearly failed the fucking exam because he didn't know his fucking dick from his elbow because he was completely swamp brained.
Jesus.
It was fucked. Yeah. So day 7, Chief comes to the house crying and drunk with his son. Yeah, that's another one. People are pretty shaken. Day 8, we realize one member of the class is left in the middle of the night. There we go. Yep. Day 9, we hear from the chief that the guy who left was in touch with him finally. Yeah, the guy who left.
Oh, wow.
Had apparently contacted him, which we can't confirm. Said that it was a family emergency. We think that if that is true, the guy that was saying that was just being polite and didn't want to tell him, like, I left because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like if the chief heard that, then there's.
We're all making our assumptions, but he didn't leave for the family emergency.
Yeah.
Day 10, I wrote go smooth. Probably not. Right? Oh, the burn days. Oh, my God.
Burn days.
Burn days are where you actually go into a burning building. They
light it on fire?
They fill barrels full of hay and light it on fire, and you go in with your bunker gear on and your air tank.
Feel the heat.
You feel the heat, and you feel what it's like to go in a smoky building and extinguish a fire and rescue fake bodies, the dummies and shit.
Yeah.
And people are panicking. People are losing their shit. They don't know what they're doing. But the trainers are just standing there kind of laughing at us, right?
Wow.
You look at the other schools that were using the same compound. We had 2 days. They would have 5 days, the other schools.
Lots of training.
Prepare for all the shit.
Preparation.
Here's all your tools. Here's all your axes. Everyone has an axe. Everyone has this. Our school had one axe. A firefighting school. One axe. We're all sharing. And another thing called a bad axe. We kind of had 2 axes, but it was bullshit.
Yeah.
But you need the axe as like a crucial training tool, feeling tool, things like that. So, yeah. There's people going in panicking.
What the fuck?
One of the guys on my team is 6'6" with your bunker gear on. You're basically with your hard hat on. He's 6'10". He's bonking his head. He doesn't know how to crawl on the ground. He's freaking out every time in there.
Jesus.
Another guy on my team was the nice kid that passed out. He's swampy. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He just wants to stay
you're going
outside.
in alone, or they're going in pairs?
We're going as a team of 4.
I heard that through the fucking microphone. I hope that's recorded. Just rinse and toots right into the fucking chair.
I've been farting this whole time, by the way.
Well, that one was a good one.
This is like being on an airplane where you're just ripping farts the whole time.
Yeah. Recycled farts.
So, yeah, the burn days were panic driven. Everyone was fucking freaking out the whole time.
How many burn days were there?
We had 2.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be like 5.
And you go in pairs? Sorry?
We go in teams of 4.
Okay.
But pairs,
Yeah, yeah. Like you're checking a room out with another guy.
It would fall apart so fast because people would panic. I was on a team with like a 120-pound girl, which is like, oh man, I got paired with a girl. No, she was awesome. She was super reliable.
120 pounds. She was able to pull that 300-pound dummy?
No, she did not pass the consumption test that we were told we had to pass mandatory to stay. Yeah, it was not mandatory. It was a mind fuck to see who was able to push through. It was bullshit, dude. Yeah, she wasn't able to pass. Like, it was like she was like 3 steps in and she couldn't pass, and she was working so hard. She like she'd done MMA.
I mean, that's not up to her.
She was not a wuss
and drag a 300-pound dummy. Like,
yeah, she was no fucking wuss. She worked hard.
Yeah,
and she was an excellent part of the whole school. Like, she was inspiring to everybody there because how much harder she had to work.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was a good scene. Basically, the whole class inspired each other, and the chief would ruin it for everybody. Showing up drunk again and again and again. He showed up at like 9:30 at night one time and gave us a lecture on how to beat the test at the end. And we're all excited, like, oh, he's going to tell us like what the test is. Yeah. And instead he gives us this thing where it's like, if you don't know it, skip it. We're like, yeah, we know that. Like, write down the number you don't know it, skip it. You only got 20 seconds per question, so skip it. Come back to the ones you don't know later and give a random guess.
So he's not telling you the answers.
No, he's just telling us the fucking how to pass a test. Like, everyone knows this shit. You learn this in the grade 7. But you can't, no one can say this shit to him. Like, Chief, you already know this shit, we want to go to bed. You can't say that because he'll fucking explode.
Yeah.
And then one of those lectures came where it was like day 14 or something. Yeah. And he was at the house giving a lecture on how to beat a lie detector test. And I just got up. Yeah. And I went to bed. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to bed.
So you're all lined up and you said, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, no, we were like, you could be civil. Like, we didn't have to be, like, we were all hanging on couches and chairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he saw me get up and leave. I would fake a phone call I would make my phone ring, fake a phone call, go to my room.
Yeah.
About an hour later, I could hear him screaming in the other room, doing a lecture, right? I could hear him talking about how he used to do cocaine and the DUI, and he was crying and shit. I'm like, fuck, man, he's still going. And it's like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Fuck, we got to get up at 5.
Fuck.
We got a fucking test tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got to piss. Sorry. So I got a test the next day. And I'm in my room. And he comes barging in. And he's like, show me what your fucking pillow looked like today. Because we had to do like the hospital folds in the bed and make sure the bed was good, just like you would in the military.
Yeah.
Show me what your fucking pillow looked like today. And I'm like, I don't know, something like this. He's like, no. Get the fuck up and answer me, sir. I'm like, I'm in my fucking gitch under the covers.
Like, you're laying in bed.
I'm laying in bed.
Like, ready to sleep.
Yeah, I'm trying to study because I can't sleep while he's screaming. So I'm just trying to study. And he's screaming. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, no. This goes on for like 5 minutes where he's trying to be comical because he drank an entire pony keg of Dos Equis in front of us. That's what he's drank in front of us. It's like 17 pints of beer.
And he didn't just come in sober to drink this.
No, he's fucking shit-faced. Yeah. He's absolutely blacked out shit-faced. And I can tell he's angrily scrolling through his phone trying to find a photo of how my pillow looked today. Because he said, I'm going to fucking show you what your fucking pillow looked like today. I'm like, okay, show me. And he's getting really...
I don't understand why he wants to see this. So, like, he wants you to get up and fold your pillow or some shit?
Something. Yeah, he wants to show me that my pillow was facing the wrong way. My pillow was upside down. Maybe tag out, tag it down, opening, not facing the wall. Whatever the fuck was wrong, he wanted to bust me for it. What he really wanted to bust me for was walking away during his insane lecture.
Yeah.
That's what he was mad about.
His after-hours storytelling.
Right, and no one wanted to listen to it. And the kids feel all obliged to listen. I just didn't. I'm a grown man. Like, I'm not fucking sitting around for the shit. It's fucking maniacs. Like, it's a listen to a screaming derelict for like 3 hours. No one should have to listen to it.
Yeah.
So at this point, he's like, I'm trying to be fucking comical about this shit. I'm like, I am too. I'm laughing along with you here. I'm trying to match your energy, but like, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do. Like, get out. Like, why don't you just get out? Get out of here. Right. So, but I'm doing the like, get out of here. Get out of here, man. Let's go talk outside. You know, let's get out of here, man. And he goes fucking nuts. That's it. Everybody up. Line up. We all go to the fucking front hall, line up again, listen to him scream at me for like, I don't know, 30 minutes straight. While we all stood there. I'm in my fucking underwear. I had to get dressed. Stand there 30 minutes getting fucking screamed at by this dude who is hammered drunk. Yeah. Fucked out of his head. And
what
like,
the fuck?
It was so fucking crazy. Like, we got a test the next day. We got a test. I go in and write the test the next day for something I've studied for like half a year. Yeah. I got a 57. My hands were trembling. It was an ABCD test. I was writing letters. I was writing words on the test. I was writing full words. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then they came to me like, what the fuck happened on your test? Like, you had like some of the highest scores on the online shit, which I was cheating on. But you had some of the highest scores on the online test. I'm like, sir, I didn't even know what the fuck I was reading. I did the same page like 4 or 5 times. Like, look at this. I got numbers on it. It's supposed to be ABCD. I got numbers. It's like, oh, man, what happened? I'm like, I'm sleep deprived. The chief was in there fucking screaming all night. He's like, oh, man, he's still doing that? I'm like, still? This should never happen.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you
The
talking
guy just
about?
laughs it off.
We start to realize he's paying these guys, these instructors, piles of money.
Yeah.
We start to realize the joke I've been peddling is kind of true. I kept on peddling this joke like, guys, just be nice to him. I don't think he has any friends.
I mean, he's buying his friends. Yeah.
We realize this guy has no friends. No one would ever hang out with this fucking guy.
Probably.
He's a complete fucking jackass.
Yeah.
You know?
This is his way to feel like he's got some sort of camaraderie with people.
Purchased a captive audience and promised this like pot of gold at the end. You know, which is no guarantee.
Was that your final test? This was like at the end?
No, that was
of
a
the
midterm.
Wow.
And that scared the shit out of me. I'm like, okay, I'm working this hard. I'm going to fail this shit.
Was that a pass? 57?
No, I had to get over a 70. So,
Fuck.
yeah. So, I had to retake the test.
Yeah.
And the next time I retook the test, I got an 88. They're like, well, that's a lot better. Like, you have to just do the test again. You got that good. I'm like, sir, that's the first time I've ever fucking seen that test.
Yeah.
I don't remember it from the last time. I remember like 4 questions in that fucking thing. Like, I tried my best. He's like, well, that's a lot better.
And that was Chief said that?
No,
some
one
other
of the
guy?
instructors. You never hear that from him, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Never hear that from him.
Sounds like he just shows up whenever he feels like it.
Yeah. Well, he show up and give a lecture about how fucking cool he is.
Did he actually instruct or do anything?
No. He would show up and give lectures about how cool he is. I'm not exaggerating.
He didn't do anything. He didn't lead a thing.
No. He gave instructions about how, just lessons about how to be cool. Here's how cool I am. You know, took guys out for drinks in the last like coming days and shit.
Like you guys?
Yeah. I went out shooting guns with him. I went like, that's the thing.
Wow.
It's almost like a, you know, what's when you love your captor? Oh, it's a tough one.
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Thank you. You start to love your captor because
Yeah.
he was so abusive and so horrible. When he was nice to you, you'd be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, yeah.
It's such a comfort.
That makes sense.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm off his radar.
I'm going to
for a
enjoy
minute.
this.
Yeah. And there was guys who weren't
Well, it's
falling
like
for
pets.
it. Yeah.
I just snuggle my pet until he loves me.
Well, there was guys who weren't falling for it, and they were just quiet. They didn't listen
Yeah.
to a word he said. They didn't. There was a couple guys that just didn't say a fucking word to him the whole time. That he would have never known he was there. They passed. They got through it. And
Yeah.
I'm just not the kind of guy. Like, I have to chirp back.
You're a smart ass.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
like, your fucking attitude and your lack of fucking humility is what's going to get you out of this fucking industry. You're never going to be fucking anything in this industry, you piece of shit. I'm like, Jeff. He'd call me Jeff. I'm like, and that was a test for like, don't correct him. Don't correct him, dude.
Oh, really?
He's waiting for you to correct him, and then he's really going to go off.
So you just, yes, sir.
Squint again, motherfucker. Squint again. I fucking told you.
Like sunny days, you got to like wide open.
He would tell me some shit that was completely untrue. I heard you were being abusive to somebody today. And I like squinted. I'm like, what? Like, you know, you did that.
Yeah.
And he squint again, motherfucker. Squint again. Fuck me, man. It was crazy, dude.
Oh my God, man.
And then like the next day he'd be like, I was just like psychologically trying to sack you guys out, you know? Like, oh, you're not gonna admit to being like blackout shit faced in front of everybody and driving home fucked up. Like,
what a maniac, dude.
He took all the kids out for beers one night. He took everybody
You
out.
didn't go? Or you went?
I didn't want to go. I was going to say, like, I want to pull the car. We want to stay home and study just to stay away from this fucking guy. But you didn't want to be the one guy to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I was trying to start a thing where, like, we'd all like to stay home and study, sir. What about that? And it would just kill that. Like,
yeah.
Everyone just like, shut the fuck up, dude. We don't want to.
This guy doesn't give a shit
Don't
about
wanna
anything
step
other
on
than
anyone's-
finding dudes to drink with.
Yeah.
That
So we ended up at a barbecue joint. I had like 5 beers, got a ride home on the bus. 2 of the other guys, like a little kid, one kid was 19, he was awesome. And another dude, stay with the chief and drink like fucking 10 beers. Fucking guy drives home, drives the 2 kids home.
Oh my God.
We get back to the barracks and he wants to shoot guns. He's shit-faced driving. This guy's already had a DUI and now he wants to shoot a fucking AK-47 and shit. And I'm like, well, yeah, I kind of want to shoot guns. That's fun. So I want to shoot guns, but this guy's fucking shit-faced. So, but again, Stockholm syndrome, you're like, okay, I'm going to participate because I don't want him to kick me out for bad attitude.
Yeah.
But there's guys that like are staying in the barracks and not touching it, not talking to him and shit, right? I just want to get through it. So yeah, I'm shooting guns and shit, try to be buddy-buddy.
What time is this at?
Oh, that would be at like 9 o'clock at night or something.
And he's 10 beers deep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And many more. He brought a bunch of beers to the campus. Brought 2 2-4s. Like,
Which is crazy because in the States, that's like what, $8?
oh, yeah. Like he would, like you would, I would buy a 2-4 there and throw in a ditch. It
doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. Oops, I bought another 2-4. It's like buying an O. Henry.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean anything. So painful.
Yeah,
this is actually painful to talk about this whole time, and then because I feel like I'm also being obnoxious and just self-indulgent, just talking like this. But it's just been such a bummer. The whole thing was like such a letdown.
You were super bummed when I FaceTimed you.
Yeah, like, I was so excited to go. I was I was just so pumped to be like, I'm going to get these certs, come back and apply for these jobs, and maybe I don't want to, maybe I do, but I'm going to apply for them, see where it goes.
Are you still going to apply?
Nah, fuck no.
Really?
It actually put such a bad taste in my mouth, which I've expressed to a couple friends. Well, one friend in the firefighter service. He's like, yeah, dude, I don't blame you, dude. Like, I might get it in the next couple of years. Like, it's not that great. Plus, you'd have to go back to being a probationary guy.
Yeah, like you're starting at the bottom rung, right?
Right, and you got to make dinner for all these guys, swab the deck. You know, it's being the worst guy on a pirate ship, just like being treated like shit for years until someone replaces you. I'm like, you know what, dude? Like, I came to realize I'm happy with what I got. This was a little bit of a midlife crisis to go see if I could do it.
Yeah, and you did it,
and I accomplished it, and passed it and everything, and like I'm satisfied that I was able to do it and tell it, fuck you, not for me. Like, and
so you said there was 17 people, one person gone.
Yeah.
And then you got along with a few of them anyway.
I got along with everybody except for but one.
Okay.
I might this is ridiculous. I might have been the most popular one. No. But I did get along with everybody there. Like, there was nobody that had a problem with each other. It was
when you have like everything else is like the thing that everyone's going to hate, right? Like so you can band together with these people that are all going through this grueling shit together.
Yeah. And all that being said, I was probably the negative energy there because I was being like, I fucking quit. Like I don't need
how many
this
times
shit.
How many times you say
about
I quit?
6 times. About 6 times. Like I called Bree. I called Bree like, okay, here's my next chance. Like I should quit now. Like when I called her at like day 1, she's like, give it a shot. When I called her at day 4, she's like, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. And then I was like 6 days in, she's like, look, you only got like 12 days to go. Like you can do it. And then when I called her at like day 12, and I'm like, I'm done.
I thought it was only 14 days.
No, it was like 17 days. 17
days.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fucking horrible, dude. Like,
yeah. And so the people that you met that you did like, would you stay in touch? Are you going to stay in touch?
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys I'm going to stay in touch with. Yeah, a bunch of guys. We were all exchanging jokes. And I'm like, I'm sending impressions of the chief to them like on an Instagram page. I stopped to do one today in the grocery store, but you got to be so loud to do it right.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Just in here, I was like looking at looking at the recording. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to. I saw you adjusted levels there.
Yeah, it's pretty loud. Like, I mean, it'll compress it. It's fine, but it sounds like nothing I've heard you do, and it actually sounds like somebody else. And I wish I could capture your face while you're doing it, because you're getting something out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're like you're releasing some demons when you do it.
I've never made a group of people laugh so long and so loud to me doing the impression. Like it was so uncanny. Where they're even like, "Can you do it with a dip?" Man, I'd be like, I don't really do dip. Give me a rip off a piece of hot dog. So I stuffed a hot dog in my lower lip, and I could still do the impression probably even better.
Yeah, because of the dip. So
it was fucking. People were going nuts. So we started doing a bit called "The Chief Says Nice Things."
Yeah, so
like, listen, I think you would look beautiful in these fucking earrings, you little fucking pussy. Get your fucking shit together. I can't wait to take you out and tell you how beautiful I think you are today.
That's amazing.
I think we should all pile into the minivan and go get some fucking frozen yogurt, you pussies. Jesus fucking Christ. So it was fun. Yeah. We had our fun. Like the nights where you're trying to sleep, but you can't stop making jokes.
Yeah.
And you're in hysterics because you've been in crazy amounts of heat. Your adrenaline's going all day and all night.
Did you tell them you because when I FaceTimed you were like, oh, I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast.
Oh yeah. A bunch of them know about the podcast. They're excited to hear it. They're excited to hear it. One guy we pledged we'd call him so he could confirm the impression.
Okay.
But I haven't worked it out with him at all or anything. And he's at a bachelor party right now. So
oh really? Okay. Who does a bachelor party on a Wednesday night?
And he's doing like a week-long thing in Tremblant or something.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, that's what 20-something-year-old men do.
Fair. Yeah. He's on summer vacation, probably. I remember when that was a thing? Real life, only a few months of the year.
Yeah. It was all like super good dudes. There wasn't a bad person there.
Yeah.
If anything, I was the bad person with the bad energy being like, I don't give a fuck. I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
I was probably the bad energy, but,
Complaining the whole time.
No, never complained. All I would be was like subtly at the end of the day be like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I only did that once to like the classmates. I never did it openly. I would just call Brie at the end of the day be like, okay, honey, like maybe there's a hostel I can go stay in Austin until you get there.
Yeah, like I'm here now.
Yeah. So like,
how'd your hot dog night go over? When I FaceTime,
oh yeah,
when I FaceTime,
I cooked hot dogs for all the kids. Yeah, I cooked hot dogs for all the kids. Yeah, that went really well actually. Yeah. I just filled a frying pan. I've never done this because I had to cook. It was 48 hot dogs or like something more.
Yeah, like everyone can eat a good 2 or 3 hot dogs, right?
Everyone said they want like 1 or 2, and they're like, they're so good, make more.
Yeah,
I basically made a deep fryer in a frying pan, which it was so dangerous. It was all butter.
Yeah,
it wasn't even oil. I used butter.
Oh my god!
Basically filled a frying pan at the top and was just fucking flash frying him in like 30 seconds, which it could have gone up.
Just heating them up.
So easy, dude. It could have gone up.
God.
Oh, the fucking thing would have exploded if the fucking overflowed. It would have been.
This is
really
right
cool.
in your barracks.
Yeah, right in the barracks there, with like no sprinklers or anything in it.
You notice that now, don't you?
Everywhere. Oh yeah, everywhere. Yeah.
We had that guy come by my office, the sprinkler guy, and I was like, yeah, he came and like checked out a few rooms. The one room that we keep like all the most expensive equipment.
Oh yeah.
And he comes in and he's like, yeah, so you got an HVAC unit at the top of this room. Mm-hmm. The sprinkler's above that. So probably not going to do much in this room if anything happens. Mm-hmm. But luckily it's concrete walls, so it should be okay. Yeah. But like,
that's an inspector too. So like I myself would go in there and be like, no, I'm going to put some underneath it.
Yeah.
And like, here's your...
Well, we weren't getting anything done. They were just inspecting it, probably for insurance reasons for the building.
Yeah.
He was there with the owner.
Yeah. I myself would I would get in shit for not fixing that. So I would fix that.
Yeah, I couldn't even see it. I went in to look for it and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, which is crazy. Because if you can't see it, it ain't going to work.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But in the same sense, it does work. If a sprinkler goes off, they have to be like every 7 feet. If a sprinkler goes off like... And there's a fire. And there's a fire like 50 feet away. It's gonna put out that fucking fire. Like,
yeah.
It's just gonna take a little long.
Shit. Yeah. I'm getting wet. Yeah. So you're happy in the sprinkler system fucking biz then?
I've always been happy in it, but that was just me going like, man.
There was a moment there where you were like, "Fuck this! I want out. I want to do anything but this."
Yeah, I got treated really poorly about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be able to say to an employer like, "Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna go do this."
Yeah.
Right. And I like the idea of like being a firefighter and doing what I do on the side. Yeah. And any employer that I don't like, I can tell them to go fuck themselves. But what I do have right now is a really good employer.
Yeah.
Right. I just lost them during COVID for a bit. And so I kind of lost track of where I was at. But I mean, if that ever happens again where I do lose this employer, I'm going to be like, oh, I should have pursued firefighting. So
you could still apply, right?
But that's like a hell of an interview to give it a firefighting hall too. Like, why do you want to do this? So can I do sprinklers on the side and not give a shit about my job? Yeah, because you need to be genuine in these interviews, right?
Yeah, you probably got to say like, I want to help people, save people.
That's apparently what they don't want to hear. Like you don't.
Oh, really?
You don't want to hear the general answers. Like, I want to help my community. Like you don't want to say that shit. You want to say like you want to be just the most genuine article of yourself you can be, because they might be the most interested in you if you're just like, this guy is a hard ass worker. He's been in construction his whole life. He just wants to do this, so that he can supplement his income and like.
Yeah, and they probably look at it like, because you're getting hired for the hall, and so they're like, "Can I live with this person for 24 fucking hours?"
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. Like, there's a lot of that in Canada where they go like, "We're not going to hire anyone under 30." I'm talking in the generalities of the guys I've spoken to that I know, but they're like, "We don't want to hire anyone under 30. We don't want to live with a fucking 21-year-old." Yeah. We don't want to watch someone go through like the frat boy phase and the fuck everything that moves phase and the get the first divorce phase, new wife, alcoholic, finally settle into the job, and by 30 he's a good firefighter.
Yeah.
Well, the argument I was providing was like, I'm already going to be a good firefighter because I'm already a good worker. You just got to show me how to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go into any fire hall blind. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, they got to teach whoever you are.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, there was things you would leave the camp with that you're like, I got my certifications. But you also understand the attitude of things are like, you're going to go into the industry not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But you have to come in with these rudimentary things. And you have to be able to put a ladder on your shoulder and do this. And you have to be able to do this stuff. And like, yeah, I could fucking do that shit with my eyes closed. I've been in construction this whole time.
Yeah.
There was guys there that it was fucking strange. When you see someone that's never used their hands,
yeah, there are people that just don't know how to use tools.
yeah.
There was
a guy there.
Figure shit out.
There was a guy there who was one of the sharpest dudes I have ever met, but you could tell he never used his hands for his line of work. He's been a project manager, event planning, stuff like that. You know, this guy might have unfolded a table in his life. You know, he just didn't know how to pick things up.
I've seen people like that, and I'm trying. Like, I'm thankful to have learned things I've learned from my dad, where it's like, it's little things that nobody really thinks to teach someone. Where it's like, okay, to put in a screw, you have to, like, using a drill, slow at first until it catches.
Yeah.
No one thinks that. So I've watched a guy do 6 screws in a row, like, it doesn't work. Like, this fucking screwdriver doesn't work. This fucking drill doesn't work. You're like, you can't do that.
Yeah, and even that, there's a skill set to that is like, okay, but picking up a ladder and putting it over your head, that should be somewhat instinctive, you think?
I mean,
So some of these kids are like, holy fuck, man. Like,
they don't
kids.
know which hand to put where. Like,
Oh, yeah. There was one kid that he had a firefighting hat on.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking hat.
Yeah.
He ended up getting the fucking thing between the rungs of the ladder. How?
Beauty. Just a beauty.
That's hard to do.
That's a true champion right there.
Yeah. So
did you take any pictures?
I did, but they're garbage. They're not good. I mean, most of them are in the chat online with the kids and stuff like that. I wasn't proud. I was bummed out the whole time. I was angry I was there, and I couldn't wait to leave.
Are you disappointed that you went and did that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you could take it back, you would take it back?
Yes. But I'm proud I achieved it at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I found it
But
embarrassing.
you feel like it was a waste.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
But, okay, a waste in the sense, I'm glad I achieved it. And I got it out of my system. I'm happy that I can say, like, oh, that's probably not for me.
Yeah.
And I can move on and say, like, oh, I'm just going to focus on what I'm happy with now. Because I am happy with what I do.
Yeah. But you're probably more happy now.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm probably going to be more dedicated to my job than I was before. And maybe be better at the job that I'm
I think everyone needs to, like, I know you've done a lot of eat shit jobs before. But, like, there are eat shit jobs in this world that, like, I think everyone has to do. Being a dishwasher in a restaurant, being a roofer, like,
you need them.
You need to eat some shit so that you appreciate, like, good jobs.
You really do need to do that in life. And that's why I think it's important for anyone to start work when they're like 15, 16, something like that. I mean, if I were to raise kids, it'd be like,
I remember getting paid like $7 an hour.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not that, like, we're old, but we're not that old. It was $7 an hour to pump gas full time.
I got paid like 50 cents an hour at one point. I remember I was working 80-hour weeks, minimum 80-hour weeks, and I would get $40. I'm not fucking with you. 40 fucking bucks.
Where the fuck, what were you doing?
I was working at a day camp. For kids. I was watching people's kids.
Yeah. Day camps are like, you have fun and shit.
But I was 15. I was 15. It was no fucking fun. I quit when a kid spit in my face and I threw him. We were in the showers.
I mean, if I did the math on, like, the kids camps I worked at, I paid like $2,000 for a summer. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like a whole summer, and I'm there overnight. Mm-hmm. Probably 50 cents an hour or less. But, like, it was a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't look back at that as like my first jobs. I was like a dish pig at a Chinese restaurant. That was tough.
Being a dish pig sucks. That's a shit job.
Well, it was a buffet. So, like, think about how much you fuck with at a buffet.
They don't care about dishes.
Oh, my God. You couldn't get it. You couldn't get anything clean. Everything was oil.
The Hobart with the big fucking... The big dishwasher with the fucking doors on it.
Yeah, we had all that shit, but there's shit that it never got off.
And you're just pushing trays through constantly.
And the trap below would get clogged. I remember watching a guy try to unclog the trap and barfed all over himself because it was just so fun. Yeah, that's the kind of
when I did that. Me and the guy that was also the dishwasher, we just broke anything that came out dirty. We did anything that came out dirty. We smashed it and threw it in the garbage.
I remember my buddy Noble. I was working with him at that Chinese buffet in Whippy, and he would set up a cart if the waitresses pissed him off, because waitresses walked with the dishes in front of them. Go through the push door. He would set up a cart in front of the door so they would fucking hit the door and smash into themselves. Well, because he's like, you gotta. They would put it in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
So it's just rude.
Yeah.
And he would tolerate it to a point until we're too busy.
And he'd ask them like, "Hey, don't do this,"
and they would just pretend not to know English, and he'd be like, "All right, fuck it," and just throw the carton away, and bang, and then he'd get told off, and then. He'd get told off in like broken English, and he'd say, "Okay," but he'd do it with a smile on his face and continue working.
What an ass!
It was brutal, man.
Yeah.
But
those jobs are shit, though. Yeah. But yeah, I guess the best question to ask you is, do you regret it?
I don't know. That's a tough one because there's a pro and con to it. Where
like it's done now.
I'm happy it's over with.
It's finished.
I'm happy it's out of my system.
Yeah.
I would have just spent that money on a fucking motorcycle or something stupid anyway. So, no, I guess I don't regret it. It was a fun life experience in a sense, you know. I regret giving that fucking maniac money, and I could have spent it somewhere else and got the same certifications and had a healthier, happier time with it.
Well, was that?
I resent.
Was that the going price at any of those places?
No, I cheaped out, so it was like $1,500 more for like a slightly better one, and I'm like, well, you get the same certifications. I'll just go to this crappy one. Right?
Yeah.
Not knowing that.
So you regret not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, cheaping out, as many of my friends have told me, cheaping out doesn't pay.
I don't know anyone cheaper.
Well, really?
I don't know anyone cheaper than you.
Really?
No way.
I spend money on fun.
You spend money on dumb shit now and then.
Yeah.
Because you're so cheap.
Yeah.
It balances out. You're like, oh, I've got all this fucking money, but like you are the cheapest person.
I like buying cheap groceries. I like buying cheap shit and making the most of it.
You're the cheapest guy I know.
Really?
Guaranteed.
Cheap.
There's nobody I know that's cheaper.
But it's not hard to get $1 out of me. Like if we made a bet, you get the million in a second.
Yeah, no, you're a man of your word.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And you spending money on stupid shit. For sure. Yeah. Or if it's like on fun, like,
right.
I don't know, I can't come bowling tonight. You're the first person to fuck it, I'll pay for you. Just come.
Yeah.
Because it's what you really want.
Right.
But when it's like something you don't want, like it would be like prying out of your cold dead hands.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like definitely no dice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I like that. I like making the most out of $1. I enjoy that. Yeah. It's more fun. It's
just funny to me. That
I like returning shit to Walmart and being like, fuck them. They're Walmart. Oh, yeah,
I just returned something to Canadian We just literally
fuck
did it.
Walmart, dude. I love that shit. I bought an $800, $600 workout bike before going to Walmart for this thing.
Yeah. Did you return it?
Then I returned it. And I go, they go, what's the problem? I go, I don't know, the seat. What's wrong with the seat? I'm like, it's all.
I don't know.
It's not city enough, and I'm not city.
The guy just laughing at you.
Yeah, no, there's a girl. She's like, "Well, can you explain what wrong?" I'm like, there's like the hardware thing. Okay, well, where's the instruction manual? I'm like, it didn't have one. It just had a pamphlet that told you to go on the internet. She's like, oh, well, we need the box. I'm like, well, I'm not. The box is bigger than my apartment, which was I have a house. I'm like, the box is bigger than my apartment. I can't keep that thing for fucking 60 days. What's the matter with you? She's like, okay, that's fair. Like, get this fucking thing out of here, man.
Yeah, give me my money back.
Give my fucking money back. And it would have been like, I'll take store if they negotiated store credit. I'd been like, yeah, give me store credit, fine.
It's not like you can't spend the money at Walmart.
I'll buy the bananas here. I don't want to support them for a minute, but
you're hooked on bananas now.
Oh man, I actually fucking hate bananas probably now. I love before we're going there, peanut butter banana sandwiches, like toasting them up.
It's a good one.
Dude, I don't want to eat another one the rest of my life. I don't think I could. I remember there's a Bugs Bunny cartoon where like I think a gorilla befriended him or something and was like shoving bananas down his throat. I was eating like 4 or 5 a day.
Oh my God.
Which I heard like you can get poisoned if you eat too many bananas a day.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
Potassium poisoning or something.
You can if you're not if you're not pissing it out and stuff.
So yeah. I don't know. Bananas. I almost bought bananas today just out of addiction. Just like, fuck bananas, dude. Not buying bananas for a minute.
Like impulse was to buy them and then you were like, wait a minute.
Just seeing them, yeah. Just so you know. Oh, there are things to say about the camp that did go well. The
right,
accommodations,
what did go well?
The accommodations were very good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what was going on in my head. I was picturing fucking.
No, that's what I expected the accommodations to be horrific, and they were very nice. And the groceries were excellent.
So they provided all the food.
The chief's wife, did all the food. And
he's married.
Yeah, second marriage. Yeah.
Wow.
And
okay. I wasn't expecting
two kids. I know, neither did I. I couldn't believe it. Like, who the fuck would live with this guy? There must be another side to him, but like, he should have showed that side. Instead, he showed us this fucking maniac drunk loser.
Yeah.
Like he was just so excited to have kids that had to listen to him. That's the problem with him. Yeah. Right.
And so they had stocked kitchen, like full food,
full stock. Well,
full kitchen. Full stock. You could cook whatever you wanted.
No. There was a meal plan every night. That was posted. Like, tonight is spaghetti. There's everything that you need.
Here's everything you need to make it.
Tonight is wings, or here's everything you need. Almost every time.
Did they put a person's name on each meal, or you guys did that yourself?
No, we just had to elect amongst ourselves who's going to cook tonight.
Oh, okay.
Right. And one guy didn't express his food preferences through religion or something. He couldn't eat pig.
Yeah.
So they had to oh fuck, why didn't you fucking say something? And they catered to him right away. They did a good job with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was great things to say about it. It was just, honestly, the chief trying to mind fuck us the whole time was stupid. It just soured the whole thing.
That sucks.
Yeah. What a loser. It sucked.
So did you leave with your certificate or whatever it is, or
I get my certificates for this, and this. It's, and then your firefighter 1, firefighter 2, hazmat, awareness, and hazmat general. I leave with all those. So I got all my certs. We might be the first class that passed 100%. We have to find out in a couple of weeks or a day or two.
Really?
Yeah. I did, apparently, because I made a complaint on the test. If you make a complaint on the test saying that there's a question that's wrong, it might take you longer to find out if you passed or not. So I made a complaint. I didn't know that. I made a complaint on the test. I didn't listen to that part because you're sitting there just trying not to forget anything when the guy's going over everything.
Yeah.
Because you got to open up like a hermetic case to open your test and everything.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And he's going over everything, and I'm just sitting there waiting to rip that Ziploc open and go.
Yeah, you're fidgety as all hell.
And he explained that part of it, and I didn't listen. So there was a question that was so wrong. There's a question that was so wrong, and there's 25 pilot questions in the test, which they're vetting if they're good questions, right? They're saying if you have a problem with the question, make sure you say something because we're vetting questions, and we need to know from people who studied the most.
What do you mean they're vetting questions? Like they're putting bad questions in?
They're adding new questions to future tests. So we need to know if these questions are going to be any good or not. If you have a problem with this, if you have a problem with the question, you know better because you've studied more than anyone here. Mm-hmm. You'll know best. Please tell us. And I wrote a thing like, this question's wrong. It's all these things function the same way. That's what I wrote. Yeah. And apparently now because I did that, I have to wait 6 weeks for my results.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you don't even know if you passed?
Not right now, but odds are pretty good. I mean,
everyone else passed.
Way later. No, we haven't heard yet. No one's heard yet.
Oh, no one's heard.
No one's heard yet. But I give myself a good shot.
Did anyone else agree about that being a wrong answer?
No, because that one area was my area of expertise as being a sprinkler fitter. Because there's a lot of sprinkler questions in the test.
Ah.
So I just knew a thing or two on that. It was cool. I got to do a seminar about sprinklers while I was there. I got to pee.
Yeah, fucking kidding. Yeah. You look like you're going to dance in that fucking chair.
Okay, I got to pee.
What is he doing right now?
I'm trying to figure out. I know. I can't keep my cool.
Squirming around like you're trying to get a wedgie out of your ass.
Well, I drank a 40 in front of you.
Yeah. How old is that 40, by the way?
Oh, that was the last sip. Probably about a year old. Oh, so are we picking up where we left off, or just fuck it? Because I'm done talking about it, honestly.
We can take a break. I mean, I'm sure more stories will come to you, and we can talk about it on another
At
episode
this point, I would love
Dumpster Kick.
I would love to answer more questions in the future about it, but it's just it was such a bummer in the end. That's
fine.
Yeah.
Just say
I'm sorry I didn't bring you back a T-shirt.
I am bummed about it because it looked like a sweet tea.
I bought. You asked for a large. I bought the large and
used it.
I used it because I didn't have enough shirts one day.
Yeah,
I remember I wore the wrong shirt one day. Oh my god. Because the sweat was so insane, right?
Yeah.
I wore the wrong shirt, and then, again, you had to sweat it and just heat it up, and the stink was so insane. It was so fucked up. It's like, I'll never get... there's no getting the stink out.
Can't get the stink out.
Yeah. Can't get the stink out. I didn't throw it away. I gave it to a nice kid. Like, you can boil it. You can do whatever you want with that fucking thing.
And then, it's cool. I'm not super bummed.
Yeah.
I know you ended up spending some time in Austin, so we'll save all that for another podcast.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about Austin soon. Austin was super fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, we can save that for another one. We're at a good time here to call it. Yeah, good hour and 20. So,
well, we haven't talked about you at all. Is there anything that's been going on for the last month?
No, like I've been busy with work. Yeah, I've just been literally working and trying to get this sort of podcast studio set up here.
Yeah, nice.
I've got this stuff ready to go. I need to clean out this room. I want to set up so kind of soundproof it a bit, and you can hear shit from all over my house, clinking around, banging around.
You can't fix that.
The echoingness of these, like, what are they called? Vents.
We can put a couple ceiling tiles in.
Yeah.
That won't hurt.
I just need moving blankets. Stuff everything with moving blankets, clean up the dust, make it a little easier to fucking hang out in, and we'll be able to record podcasts and play Guitar Hero down here.
I can't wait to play guitar. Honestly, God, dude, that game.
It's the best.
I love that fucking game so
That's
much.
one of the things that this TV is going to be hooked up to, like, for sure.
I remember I went to my brother's bachelor party, and we brought that. Because, it was...
Yeah.
14 guys that don't know each other or something. And we had canoes and boats and all the shit we could do. No one did anything but play Guitar Hero and like huddled around the screen.
Yeah.
I got 100% on a song on the drums and people went fucking ballistic.
Oh, that's Rock Band. Like that's the full on.
Oh, no,
band.
Guitar Hero had a full kit.
They did Guitar Hero full band.
So what happened? Yeah. What happened was Guitar Hero was doing her thing. And then apparently a bunch of guys from the game starters or whatever.
Yeah.
They said, well, we can make it better. We can do all this. We can add all this shit. And apparently the guys who originated were like, no, like, let's focus on the guitar. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
well, it got bullshit after a while. So basically you had all these wicked, like, world renowned classic, like, guitar riffs that like have cool grooves and melodies. And like, you get to play them in the way that you played them, even on that guitar controller, it was like it felt like you were playing the riff. And it was fun. And when you nailed it, you're like, "Fuck! I ripped that fucking riff. That was fun."
Exactly.
And then everything just started to go downhill, where they're picking songs,
and people were putting them together.
And it's like 6 power chords, and you play the same 6 power chords the whole song.
Yeah.
And nothing changed.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what the fuck was I doing that for? That was an annoying fucking song because it was a top 40 hit or it was Green Day's new single. And it's like, I don't give a shit about any of this. I want to play Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah.
Like, that. It was just an asshole fucking thing for sure.
Well,
it had to be fun.
A lot of guys got their fingers in the pie and they started adding more shit and adding without, because it seemed the guys that started Guitar Hero were like, let's make it accurate but also fun to play, and that was lost on Rock Band. And also the art was gone in Rock Band, where everyone looked like assholes. It looked like shit. The game looked terrible.
Rock Band versus Guitar Hero.
Yeah, Guitar Hero had this amazing menu and art and all this funny shit.
And like every time you push something, it was
exactly. And then there was like cool shit, like if you played a Spinal Tap song, the drummer would blow up at the end. There was funny jokes and shit, and that was cool. Rock Band lost all that with this like really shitty art. Shit it out real fast, get it out. And the good thing was Rock Band was better at it.
Yeah.
So Rock Band made a better game, but it looked like shit.
Yeah.
And it had everything. And then Guitar Hero came back and was like, oh, well, you can buy all this shit now too. Like, well, we're too late. Like, we bought all this shit because you refused to do it. So no, I'm on Rock Band now.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Like, we fucking loved it.
Well, you'd think drums would have been almost the first one to come out.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like, it just made sense when it did come out.
And then they got convoluted. They're like, oh, we're making DJ Hero. You're like, no. Focus. Focus. Because a DJ can just DJ. You don't need that.
Yeah.
So
there's nothing different between DJ Hero and being a DJ. There was no difference.
There's a flicker and a record. So, yeah, you can do it,
but
dude.
no, but there's no records anymore. It's literally a flicker. They're just putting the MP3 into the thing.
Oh, I never even know about that. Yeah, that's true.
They're not using records.
They're
anymore.
not using
It's
vinyls
literally the
at all.
same thing, but a more expensive piece of equipment.
Fuck off.
Oh, yeah, that's all it is now.
Does it have the same feel as spinning a record?
Yeah, like it's like a little smaller, and you move the circles.
Come on.
But it's like it's not a record.
Where's a DJ anymore? Then like that's fucking stupid.
Well, you're not. There's no discs. They're not jockeying nothing.
I don't know. DJs have always pissed me off. I mean, I'll say I've never been to a good DJ show. I've never even tried.
I don't know of one I've been like, whoa, man, that guy DJ'd me up a party.
That could happen. If someone just had a good track, okay.
I've been to cool
you DJ'd
electronic shit. Like I've seen cool electronic shit. I've been to Prodigy concerts. I enjoyed that.
Right.
I've been to.
Oh, you know what I want to say.
I know. It was a good time.
Yeah. Why don't you tell that story? You can edit it out later.
I mean, I'm not afraid to tell it. I just don't think it's really that great of a story.
Okay.
I did a bunch of MDMA.
Yeah. And what if I tell the story to what I know of it?
Well, okay, but it's always, here's the asterisk, is it always ends up being way worse than what you actually tell.
No, okay. The story I remember was you went to a Prodigy show and went down on a girl in the bathroom for like half an hour.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Okay,
there was no.
Okay.
So there was at a Prodigy concert. It's like kind of more of a pit than like people dancing. It's like festival type shit.
Yeah.
And in the bit was making out with a girl. She stuck my hand.
I'm sorry, in the bed?
In the pit.
Oh, in the pit.
In the pit.
Yeah.
She stuck my hand down her pants. So I stuck my hand up her shirt. Mm-hmm. And we were watching this show. She was standing in front of me. I was like making out with her. Mm-hmm. And we're making out a bit. I remember she was definitely wasted. Like she was older than me for sure. She was like wasted. I'm on MDMA. Like I'm just like, oh my God, what's happening?
How much older would you estimate?
I think I was 15.
Oh, 16. No way. No way.
She's like hammered, probably like 19. 20.
Okay.
So like for a 16-year-old boy,
that's great.
You know, like I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? And I'm crazy, like high and like just like eyes wide open. And I'm really into the show more than I'm into this, like surprisingly. But this is cool. But I'm watching the show. I remember her breath smelled like she'd like been boozing and maybe vomited. Like it was bad. And so like this is happening. I've got a hand down her pants, a hand up her shirt, but I'm more interested in watching the show.
Right.
So I'm sitting there behind her holding my hands like this on her and I'm
dead still
and I'm watching the show beaming, eyes wide, and I can't tell you how much time went by. But the next thing I know is she turns to me and she's just like, fuck off. And I was like, oh yeah.
No way.
Yeah. No. I mean, it was her idea in the first place.
Can't blame her, dude.
But I can't blame her. Like,
yeah, you went dead fish on her.
Yeah. Like I was just sitting there, like not doing anything. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry. Like, yeah, her idea to begin with. Like I was definitely not making massive moves at 16.
I wonder if that's past me. Like if I was a single man, if I would do anything like that at a show, depending on how horny you might be as a single man. Yeah, I mean, like
at 16, like you're not going to say no to what's happening.
But like, I remember I've had a similar experience where I had a funky thing happen. I was at Senior Frogs, Mexico, and
There's no way Astoria Cedar Frogs isn't gonna be good.
they had the, oh, can we get a Canadian, American, English guy?
Walk into a bar.
No, like get him on stage, please. Can we get him on stage, please? Walk into a bar, yeah. We also get a priest and a monk. And we go up on stage and we have to chug a yard glass. And this is all surprises. I don't know what the thing is. I just jumped up on stage. I was excited.
Yeah. I mean, what, you're in your 20s?
Yeah. 21.
Yeah. Okay.
21.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck.
I chugged a yard glass and I nailed it. A yard glass, which is like, I don't know, 3 feet long. With the balls.
Yeah, that's what a yard is.
Never done it before. Did it. And I got a lot to be proud of.
Yeah.
So they go to throw my arm up. And when they throw my arm up, it just throws all the gas up. And I just barf. All over the stage. All over the stage. In front of everybody. And on a stage.
Yes.
So in front of all like 20 people in front of me, right?
So you go from smiling, happy, ear to ear smile.
But it was one of those, like, I had my chin down, like, don't touch me. Don't touch, don't. And then, no! Came flying out of me, right? And the whole crowd starts chanting, like the DJ, like the VJ, the party host. He starts throwing up like the Diamond Dallas Page thing. He goes, pussy, pussy, pussy.
Oh man!
And then
is that what the Diamond Dallas Page thing means?
Well, no, Diamond Dallas Page meant like it made the shape of a diamond, but as does a poontang. So yeah, sure. it's where you put your thumb and your index finger together. With your hands wide open, or just your hands closed. But yeah. Gotcha. Anyway. Yeah. So they started chanting pussy, and this guy that must have been, I don't know, 6'10", just giant, pro wrestler size. He picks me up like a baby, but not just quite baby. He didn't cradle me. He held me over his shoulders and carried me over to a ladder. Yeah. And just goes, all right. So I climbed this ladder. And it went to a water slide. I'm like, cool, all right. My punishment's a water slide. I go down the water slide. It shoots me out into a bog outside of the bar. That was it. And you're covered in black shit. I had a white shirt on, covered in black shit.
And you're not in the bar anymore.
Soaked in black shit.
So you got kicked out of the bar.
Yeah, I got kicked out of the bar. I was done because I barfed in the bar. I was like, okay, shit. And then I get up, I take my shirt off, throw my shirt in the bog. That's gone.
Where was this?
This is in Cancun, Mexico. We're 21. It's spring breakers, right? So you go down. So I get back into the bar, and this chick from New Jersey is like, "Hey, I saw you fucking barf on stage. It was fucking wicked awesome." So she's making out with me.
That's amazing.
Made out all night, like. You just watched me barf.
She thought that was wicked.
Yeah, she's like, that's
from
fucking,
Boston.
That's fucking cool, man. You fucking did it out there, man. All right. I was down. Hey, you want to go bone those patio chairs? Nah, fuck you. Yeah, with those now. And I remember I saw her like 2 or 3 days later getting fucked up against a wall at a foam party. I'm like, I missed my chance, man.
Oh, yeah. I bet you still had a chance.
Yeah. That's the thing. At that age, you're like, I missed my chance. And today, I'm like, well, fuck, good call.
Yeah,
right?
good call. Yeah,
man, fuck, that was a close call.
Yeah, close call.
And now, yeah. But, man.
Wow.
You know what? Something's funny. At that same trip I just mentioned to Cancun, Mexico, we met a guy named Mike from Kansas City. He was a father of 2, and he owned an amusement park in Kansas City.
Wow.
And him and his wife got fucking blasted in front of us, ended up in our room. Imagine being like, I don't know, early 40s, mid 40s or something.
Yeah.
They were in our room partying all night.
So you or I.
Say again?
You or me. Like,
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Partying in a 21-year-old room.
Well, yeah. It seems unimaginable.
It doesn't seem so far-fetched.
I know. At that age, it seemed crazy.
Yeah.
Why would these 40-year-olds party with us? It was crazy. And then I remember my friend Rob was like wrestling with her and shit and like trying to get her out, like pouring beer in her face and fucking with her. And like, we wanted them out of the room. We loved them. They were great people.
Really? You pour beer in their face?
Well, Rob was, he just wanted it. It was our room. We didn't want anyone partying in there.
Yeah.
But, what happened is, I was just in Austin, Texas, and this guy comes by, and he's like, hey, I recognize you from somewhere. I'm like, I recognize you too. He's like, you're not the motherfucker I think you are. You're not that guy from that business trip. I'm like, no, I don't think so. He's like, I recognize you from somewhere. I'm like, that's the thing. I've been looking at you from across it, so I recognize you too, man. Like, what's your name? He's like, Mike. I'm from Kansas City. Like, I own an amusement park. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I have no reason to remember you or anything. He's like, all right, well, I'm just glad you're not the motherfucker I thought you were, man. And, tell you what, you need a drink or anything? I was like, no, me and the missus are heading out. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay, all right. See you later. See you around. And like 20 minutes later, I'm just running through my head. I'm like, shit. That was the guy from 20 fucking years ago. That was him. For sure. Yeah. Bree's like, let's go find him. We ran like through every bar.
Were you the motherfucker he was pissed at?
No, he was just talking about, he's like, I recognize you from somewhere. I don't know what it is. I thought it was from some business trip I didn't like. He was trying to figure out how he recognized me. And I was figuring out how I recognized him. Yeah. I messaged my friend Rob. I messaged my friend Rob right away. I'm like, I just ran into this fucking guy. You wouldn't believe this fucking stuff.
I ran into Mike from
Kansas City. He's like, do you remember this? He's like, yeah, I remember that shit. I'm like, I just fucking ran into the guy.
And you never found him?
And now I couldn't find him. Couldn't find him. He was going to the Eagles there was an Eagles concert in Austin that night. He's like, my daughter surprised me with the Eagles tickets, man. Like, fuck, that was him.
Wow. The daughter he didn't even have last time you talked.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Crazy. He would have had like a teenage daughter now. It was so crazy. The small world thing that can happen.
Yeah, that's totally fucked up.
Yeah, that was electrifying. And it's like, oh, let's go find him. Let's go. Like, Bree was way more excited than me. Like, we have to find him. And I was just like,
because that's a crazy story.
I kind of like leaving it off there. Actually, I'm like, it's just funny that I saw that. And what if I did run into him and he's like, oh, I'm not the guy? Or what if he said like, I don't remember it or something? It would ruin it. But
yeah, that's true.
It was definitely him. So.
He recognized you though.
Yeah, we kept on making eye contact. Like, I fucking know this guy, and I look a lot different now.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Right, so like for him to recognize me, but I recognized him. I thought it was from TV or something. Right, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I really know this guy.
Yeah, like, you're the uncle from Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the a show I never watched. Like, but. That's why it would be that foggy. Because it was a show that I did watch. You'd be like, I know who that motherfucker is.
Yeah, you'd know him for sure.
Oh, there is something you do need to know. I don't know if I told you this. This black dude in my class, who was an American dude.
You haven't told me literally nothing other than what's on this podcast.
Okay, this American dude from Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah.
Super nice, awesome guy. He was NFLer. Should have been an NFLer. Wasn't quite there. Mm-hmm. So he got a CFL contract and he got a arena football contract, turned it down, became a firefighter instead.
Okay.
So he was in my class, like, getting recertification.
So he was already working as a firefighter.
He was already working as a firefighter, but he'd gained a bunch of weight or something. I don't know what the fuck the deal was, but they sent him back to basic training. Just like, come back, get refreshed, come on back or something. Cool. Whatever it was. He saw me from a distance on day one going into class, and he's on the phone with his wife. He's like, honey, I'm in class with the guy from The Punisher.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he gets into class and he's like, man, so pumped to meet you, man. Like, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm pumped to meet you too, dude. Like, you seem like awesome, man. And he's like sitting behind me and he's like, just tap me. He's like, man, so like, just so pumped. Like, I just tell my wife all about you. I'm like, what? I don't know you, man. Now from like Punisher and shit. I'm like, what? That guy's got 100 pounds on me. How could you possibly think I'm that guy? But like, it is like, that's one of those weird ones where I can see that I look like that guy, but I can't figure out how. Yeah. And I've heard it like 100 times from other people at this point.
I don't see it, but I know you far too well to
Is that what it is?
That. Like,
but I see it. Kate sees it.
I see similarities. I would never mistake you in a lineup.
Of course not.
You know, like, I mean, like there's no
right.
chance.
You know me. Then better you know me, than less likely.
Yeah.
But
I can see a similarity.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I think it's in the nose.
But my nose is definitely the nose and the way I move around or something.
And maybe
because
maybe
I
in
see
the mouth.
It. But that guy's nose is mashed
and
up.
you know what it is though? Because like when you walk through, and there's no way anyone on the podcast, and if they don't know you, would be able to see this. But the way that you walk is very specific.
Strange. Yeah.
Strange.
I have a strange gait. Yeah.
Yeah. You walk in a very specific way. And I do this at parties when you're not around, actually. So I'll have to show you. I'll have to show you afterwards. Because even Bree has laughed at it.
Is it just legs?
No, it's full body. Like it's like, because you walk with your chest. Like you walk, you put it out there. You walk like you're He-Man walking into a party.
I try. Because I slouch, so I intentionally try to walk through doors. Doors are my reminder to like, oh, you stop slouching.
Doors?
Yeah, like for some reason I walk through a door like, oh, you're slouching. So when I walk through a door, like stop slouching, enter a room.
So you feel like every time you enter a room, you have to be standing up straight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
That's good for your posture.
I got it from Michael Keaton in Multiplicity. How to enter a room.
Really?
So in Multiplicity, he's making a tape for his future son because he's going to die, I think.
I don't think that's Multiplicity.
I think it is. Isn't that why he does it?
Why he makes 5 of himself?
3. He makes 3. He makes 3 of himself. Yeah.
Something like that. I haven't watched that in a really long time.
You might be
right.
I
want to watch it again.
Maybe it's not Multiplicity, but I thought it was Michael Keaton. But either way, he makes this introduction video of how to like walk into a room and introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to, walk tall.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm a sloucher, so I try to.
I am. I'm currently slouching.
Yeah. I like this chair you got me, actually. I'm not slouching on this one.
No, it looks, and you're making a lot less noise.
Yeah. I know.
No noise.
Yeah.
A lot less.
Much more. Well, and
you're sitting in front of the microphone. Yeah. I'd have to say that's
well. If you give me the ability to slouch, I'm going to move around more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm very happy here.
Well, it's your chair now. It works. He's got an idea.
So what happened with John Derringer, one of Toronto's lead radio artists?
And you know what? And this is probably the worst time to bring it up because I know nothing about it.
Oh, that's fair.
But from what I can tell, I have people on my social media platforms that have worked with him and worked in the broadcasting industry, and then I've seen a bunch of the articles get posted, but pretty sure he's just a piece of shit who treats women like garbage.
Cool. Very cool.
And he's busted for it now.
Very cool.
I think. I'm hoping he is. That sucks to hear.
Yeah.
But like people that have worked in the industry who are posting like it's about fucking time.
Yeah.
Like guys who left it completely.
Yeah.
They're like on-air personalities that are like, fuck this business, I'm out. Mm-hmm. And they're doing other shit and they're like posting like, yeah, it like...
I don't understand why it would take
what a
that
toxic
long, especially
industry
in the radio industry. Like, just it's so easy to knock someone out and move in because it's a competitive industry. Why would this guy get away with it?
Because people don't want to take chances. Like businesses don't want to take fucking chances. Like
fucking rat on
apparently
say like he's being inappropriate. I don't know for every radio artist today because apparently they all
it's on its way out now. Hopefully it's all happening.
But that's
like
not enough. I don't understand where like every radio artist now goes like, yes, Derringer has been inappropriate for years, and we're finally getting to say something like, no. It took one whistleblower, to risk ruining their career for all of you to stand up for somebody. I don't get that.
I don't know. Apparently, the whole industry's just been fucked. But
it's too competitive. That's why.
Potentially, but there's not a lot of people, right? Like, how many radio fucking personalities can there be?
It's very strange because they don't make any money. It's too competitive, and they just like all want the job.
Yeah, so they like the fame. But apparently, like there'd be like because what was it? I think it was John Derringer in the morning. Mm-hmm. Does that sound familiar? Mm-hmm. And so there would be like the female on the show, but they went through like multiple females because it was like 4 hours of like three guys vaping in the room, just like and like talking
fuck you,
shitty.
It's your problem, yeah.
Not your problem, like if you complained about it, then fuck you, you're out of here. Like they would like cycle through these people that would just be fired constantly, and like I don't know. This is me. This is me going off of the very little information I have. So
that's crazy because there's like incredible talents in radio that don't get enough of a voice.
Yeah.
There's Fearless Fred, who's amazing. There was another dude. There was a deaf guy that was fucking awesome. Deaf guy or blind guy that was really good.
Yeah. Well, and apparently there was like great people, and there's like people that suffered from a lot of mental health. What was the one guy? One guy off. Martin Streak.
Is that his name? Yeah.
People talked highly of him. I don't know. It sucks that like it's such a toxic. You know what it is though? It's a dinosaur industry. It's done.
It's dying, and it's hyper competitive for no reason.
Yeah.
Where it's just like there's like how many radio stations you can make more radio stations. I don't get that shit either. Like start a radio station. Like
put it on the internet.
One.
Yeah, just put it on the internet.
It's not
like if you're cool enough that you think you're going to get all the fans.
Yeah.
But the thing is that this is the thing that sucks is there's still people who get in their vehicle and they turn the radio on.
Yeah.
And that's the part that fucking sucks is that they turn on the radio because they're either too old or they don't know how to figure it out. They don't want to stream something. They don't have the data. Fuck you. I'm not paying for data. Like there's that mentality still there. It will change. Every single kid that's like alive now has embraced the internet and iPads and technology for the most part, which some people will say is sad, but at the same time, that's going to progress things. The radio is not going to live. It is not going to stick around.
Radio is going to stick around. Radio is almost, I think it's actually listed
not
as
in the format it is now. There's no way people are going to get in their car and turn on the radio.
But you have to. I mean, you have to have radio for emergency broadcasting. You have to have radio present.
No, you don't.
The CRTC lists it as a... Hey,
the CRTC is the only archaic part of everything.
But if the internet goes down, you have to have the emergency radio broadcast system. You have to have it. So this has to remain intact. And the CRTC,
but
the Canadian Radio Television Commission, is in charge of it. So
that's the bullshit fucking thing that still exists that's keeping everything
more
down.
Overfunding, and you think?
Well, the CRTC that's the company that's supposed to make sure that all of our cell phone bills are fair.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the rest of the fucking world? That's the company you're saying is they have to do it. Like that's the company that's supporting this.
Yeah.
That's the company that's keeping everything afloat, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's restricting everything so they still have a job.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we are the Canadian broadcasting of radio and television don't exist anymore.
Right.
Well, fuck, now what do we do?
Right.
We start stamping laws on shit, and we start closing off borders to the internet when the internet's supposed to be fucking free. It's supposed to be like worldwide and free.
It blows my mind.
The World Wide Web's not worldwide. It's like it's fucking. You can't watch Netflix the same in this country as you can in another.
Haven't we come like it's been 15 years of if you give a complaint, it's listened to. Isn't it been that now? Like, why the fuck would it take any amount of time? Like the Gianni Gomeshi thing was strange because there was girls going, I didn't like what happened to me, but I went on another date with him.
Right. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, there were strange ones, right? And
is that the guy that bought the NWA record?
No, that was the fucking farmer bro. Gianni Gomeshi is that Indian dude from the CBC. He was just a lead interviewer. He was in that shitty band called Moxie Fruvis.
Really?
Yeah. He was something in it. And
buy a new Game Boy.
I don't know. I know one of their songs. If I was the king of Spain, now I'd be humble pie and all that shit. It was fucking stupid.
I think it was that one, maybe.
Yeah. But, like, I don't get it. Because here's all these gorgeous women fucking this guy from time to time. For maybe a leg up. One of the actresses from Trailer Park Boys was one of the women that testified against him. And I'm on her side. I'm like, okay, it was a creepy fucking thing you went through. Why'd you go on another date with him? Why'd you call him again? Why'd you do this? It's not justifying what she went through.
No, but, I get it. Like, but that's a tough place to be. Like, because you know, especially if you're single and alone, and you're like, I don't know, maybe he said all the right things. You never fucking know.
So you realize later you were abused. Yeah, I get that. If you realize
you
later,
don't always know when you're in it.
You don't know when you're abused.
There's no fucking way that you always know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit's fucked.
You do have to take responsibility for your own decisions, even if they are while you're an adult and you've been manipulated. Like, you do have to look at it that way, but
Well, I think you definitely need to learn from things like that.
Yeah.
Like, if someone was perpetually putting themselves in that situation and not learning from it, I mean, it would suck. But I don't know. That's a tough fucking thing for sure. And what the fuck? We'll never fucking know what it's like to be a woman anyway. So
yeah. Did we go over my license plate idea where we murder people through license plates?
we did,
Okay.
yeah,
All
last
right.
time.
I like that one. That's a good bit.
Yeah, I don't.
You didn't like it?
No.
That was a really good bit.
Yeah, I mean, we ironed out some details, I think.
I went to a comedy club in Austin, and
Really? Stand up?
yeah, we were going to a club. We got invited by these people, like, oh, you got to come to this bar, you got to see this band, and we were on the way. And while we're walking on the way, we're like a block away, less than a block away, and this guy goes, "Free comedy," and I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah."
All right.
We're just on the way to a show though. Like, we already kind of booked it, man. He's like, "Open bar." I'm like, okay.
Really?
On my way, open bar. Oh, let's go. So we go up.
Oh, that was a free comedy and an open bar.
That's what I said. I'm like, how does open bar work here? He's like, oh, it's just so many beers as you can drink. I'm like, he's like, you're not going to get mixed. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
You're not going to get mixed.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need, well, like, you're not going to get mixed drinks and cocktails. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Like,
Because beer's
fucking,
so fucking
right? Like,
cheap there.
beers aren't cheap in a sense. They're $5 American shit. Like, yeah, fucking right. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hose down like 9 beers in there.
But
no
it costs
problem.
them 50 cents.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's go. And we get in there, and everyone in America is on Venmo. Venmo is
Yeah. Some sort of app.
you basically just like a QR code on your phone. Oh, there's $20, and you can swipe someone's phone, shit like that, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I wish we had it. And then we got in, and we're like, we don't know how to Venmo, and we don't have any cash. And they're like, just take the front one. Take the front. You're from Canada? Take the front seat. We'll make fun of you. It'll be worth it.
So, well, you were supposed to pay a ticket for the show.
Ticket for the show, open bar.
Wow.
Like $20. Like, yeah, fucking
And then
right.
they just said, fuck it.
Yeah, they just kind of said, fuck it. We tried to figure out how to give them money later, and they're like, well, what's an e-transfer? We're like, fuck it. Dude, give me your email. We're like, I'm not giving you my email. It's like a scam. We're like, no. I don't know how to help, man. Just resend the money to them, and they never received it. Like, they never accepted it. So it's like, all right, fuck, that sucks. But yeah, it was a really good show.
Yeah.
It inspired me to try and go up one day.
You going to do it?
I want to go up because there was a guy that went up and got no laughs at all.
Wow.
But he was cool as a cucumber the whole time. It didn't faze him. This black dude, he just, like, the people in front of him got good laughs.
Yeah.
He was the closer, which is like, here we go.
Okay.
And I've never seen a worse closer in my life.
Wow.
But the confidence he had was mind blowing. I'm just like, oh, so you can just go up and
Suck.
just calmly deliver your material. If you don't get a laugh, don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I could do that.
I've always thought about it. I
Yeah.
don't think I could write good enough shit.
I think you'd be pretty
But
good.
you know what I think? I think, and it's probably because I took like drama and shit like that, and I did like mostly comedic roles, and this is 20 fucking years ago. But I feel like, there are comedians that do other people's written material,
Oh, yeah.
like tons of them.
Yeah.
I was like, if I had someone write me shit, I think I could nail it.
Yeah.
But like writing my own shit, I'd be writing it forever. Because
Yeah, you'd never be happy with it.
I'd never be happy with it. I'm too much of a perfectionist.
Well,
I can't paint a painting.
That's exactly what.
No,
No,
write a story.
no.
I
That's
can't fucking do any of it.
then you're saying what comedians say. You're doing it right. You're never going to be happy with it, and then by the time you are happy with it, they dispose of it. Because the minute they perfect it, with most comedians, they get rid of it.
Yeah.
There's exceptions like Jay Leno, like, hey, that's your act. Like, hey, that's your act.
I don't know.
Like, hey, don't give
Maybe
up
we
your
should
act.
do it. Maybe we should put some
would love
evenings
to go
together to like co-write each other's sets.
I want to open with the app that where you get to kind of murder people.
The murder app?
Well, it's not murder. I think we went over
It's
it.
a murder app.
No, it's glorifying the death of a person that pissed you off.
You should not open with that.
No, I think it'd be a great opener because because you're kind of scared what the guy's going to say next.
I think you could throw that in the middle of a set as your like be real,
right?
Like your deep cut,
right?
But open and closer, you got to find better material.
Maybe just do a set of just inventing apps. Just
top 5 apps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that could, because you're only getting what 5 to 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like you don't have to write a long set.
Yeah, do like a borderline a borderline Mitch Hedberg thing. What was the Mitch Hedberg joke I said earlier? Oh yeah, the Mitch Hedberg joke. No one's ever going to be better than a wall. Oh no, sorry, at tennis. Yes, yeah.
You forgot the main
I
part.
know, no shit. Tennis is hard, man, but it's never going to be harder against a wall, man. A wall is relentless.
Yeah.
A wall will win every time, man.
Well, I think that is a good next goal and a good next experience to try out.
Yeah.
Better than firefighting.
Well, that's kind of what Bree said. She's like, oh, so that's your next thing? That's your next midlife crisis? You're going to do stand-up? Like, yeah, I think I might go try. Yeah,
fuck it.
I think so.
Yeah. What is going to happen if you fail it completely?
I'll be really devastated for a long time. I don't know. I wear embarrassment for a while, man.
Really?
Oh my god, bombing it would hurt me bad, dude.
But what, like, maybe you do it without telling anyone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
which is tough because I don't do anything by myself either. So that'd be tough for me to go.
Didn't our
into
friend Blair apparently do?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he invited one friend to watch. He didn't invite me.
So he did go.
He did do it. Yeah, he did do it. I think he did it twice actually. Yeah.
And what did the friend say? Did he do well?
He said he did well. He got laughs. He got laughs and everything. And he saw.
I bet you he would get laughs.
And he had an ex-girlfriend in the crowd too, which was like a good FU. Where he's like, yeah, see, he got confidence.
Where'd he go? Ajax?
No, he did the downtown Toronto Yuck Yucks amateur night.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, he lived downtown Toronto at the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible.
I don't think you'll get. It'd be really hard to find a slot out here. I bet you.
No, they do indie comedy all the time. We went to one at like a fucking barbecue place.
Yeah, well, that's where you. Oh my god, I'd be so. I'd rather do at least. I would rather do a big crowd than a small one. I'd rather do a crowd of 60 than a crowd of 12 because you might make.
It's probably easier to make a crowd of 60 laugh because laughing is contagious, right?
Yeah,
So,
or at least there's someone in there that'll give courtesy laughs because I always. Bree
give a chuckle. You give a chuckle.
Yeah, Bree gives me shit because I fake laugh the whole time. Because listening to a comedian bomb gives me an anxiety attack. I can't take it. So I'd rather them hear laughs to keep the momentum to go on to the next joke. So they got it right.
But I'm not trying to cut this short, but I want to ask one more thing.
Sure.
That just on your quick opinion, how excited are you that Norm Macdonald filmed a secret stand-up?
Sounds exactly like my boy.
Yeah.
Sounds just like my boy. I love him so much. I'm so pumped.
Is there any comedian in this world that you love more than Norm Macdonald?
No.
Not no dice. Like there's no one else.
There's no one else. There's no one else. There, like I swear to God, I get erections watching comedy. I swear to God, I do. And that, like, I just like, man, that guy got me so excited. Like where my teeth are grinding and just like the balls on him. He was so brave. I love him so much. I tear up talking about him.
I know.
I love him so much.
I think it's incredible that he filmed a secret stand-up. And
sounds
I'm
exactly
excited.
like
I'm
him.
excited to watch it. Maybe we'll watch it together.
Yeah. I hope so. And it's called Not a Big Deal, apparently. Which is exactly what he would write.
Of course. That's a great name for it.
Yeah.
But I really think we're hitting a max here.
Oh yeah, we made a
doing
pumpkin?
this more. Not quite. I think a pumpkin was 3 hours. We're over 2.
That's nice.
I might trim some of this down, so who knows. But I'm glad that you're back.
Oh, congratulations to my friend Alex on his twins. I found out today. But yeah, okay, good.
I think he found out today, didn't he?
He found out a couple days ago, I guess. He apparently took his wife to the hospital. Her vagina was messed up, and they go, "Congratulations on the twins." Or no, they said, no, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with the babies, is what they said.
There's nothing wrong with the babies.
And they're like, what fucking babies?
That's one way to find out.
Right.
Jesus
Not even
Christ.
one, but the two.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're back. Cheers to being back.
Cheers.
All right.
I'm Justin McDonald.
And I'm Mike Smith.
And this ain't never gonna work.